Ja, herzlich willkommen heute mal. Heute gucken wir uns einen Stream an. Empires at War Semifinals. Ich will mal gucken, was die Jungs da so treiben und wie die sich gegenseitig auf die Mütze hauen. Mal schauen. Geben wir mal Gas. Spuren mal ein Stück. Lucifron 7 gegen 30B. Oh, man hört nichts. Die reden miteinander, aber...
Are we still muted? Hello, hello?
Ja, jetzt verstehen wir dich.
Now
Mic
we are
check,
good
mic
to
check.
go. Yeah.
Ein bisschen im Weg hier, wa?
All right. Well, welcome everybody. It is Dr. Dabson here and have with me on the other side Crackety as per usual. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Such a perfect introduction, only to be ruined by the hot mic check not working out this time around. But here we are. It's another weekend. EGC TV bringing you Empires at War, and we are in the semifinals. Starting off strong. We're starting off with Lucifron 7 versus 3DB here today.
Yeah, and both of the Spanish bros will be seen, and the next matchup after the one here in store for us is going to be Marine Lord versus Vortex.
Yeah, so very, very exciting matches here today. High-level plays coming at you live here on EGC TV, and we can already see what's going to be the first game here of the set between Lucifron and B. It's going to be a best of 7, so we're done with the best of 5s. From now on, it's going to be a couple longer sets as we're making our way to the finals. And starting off for today, we got Hill and Dale, where Lucifron is going to be playing as the Rus, and 3DB is going to be playing as the Mongols.
Yeah, this is one of those when you get to the best of 7s, your civ choices, your bans, your map choices, and what you're choosing earlier on is so much more important because you have to plan for such a longer draft, such a longer series that it really could bite you later on if you kind of use too strong of civs and then all of a sudden you're missing one of the strengths on certain maps.
Exactly. It's interesting that we're starting off with the Mongols here. I guess Hill and Dale is a pretty good map actually for the Mongols. If we think about it, you get some cool natural walls there on the map since the Mongols don't have their own walls to go for. And we talked about previously how trade so far hasn't really been too much of a factor in Empires at War. But I think on a map like Hill and Dale, it's probably still a very good option if you want to scale your economy here.
Yeah, it's one of those that with trade, like in normal games, you're starting in where you're starting to trade earlier before someone can get a second town center down, and then it kind of is much harder to put pressure on the trade. Whereas in Empire Wars, you're starting to drop military buildings, you're starting to drop economy buildings, you're doing all these different things at the same time. So you're able to kind of do a couple things at the same time, and it's harder for your trade to really pay off.
Exactly. So definitely going to be interesting to see how these two players are going to be playing it out on this specific map. Root, they are typically, or at least recently, known to be a little bit more defensive since they got their Kremlin, stuff like that early on. However, in Empire Wars, so far, we've not seen the Kremlin overly used. It's usually the Golden Gate, since you already do start with the Wooden Fortress. You already get that 20% bonus wood income there. So we've seen the Golden Gate quite a lot more often here in Empire Wars, and this gives Rus the option to like be very, very flexible with what they're going for. Either it's going to be like a fast castle, second TC, immediate aggression. And in Empire Wars, because you start so much quicker with so many more villagers, you can usually even do two of those things at the same time, like 2 TC fast castle or 2 TC fast aggression.
Yeah, I've really seen. It kind of reminds me of the old Roost days where we saw like the boar get taken, 4 archery ranges, and just all in. It's almost like that with Empire Wars now, where the aggression, that feudal age pressure, has really come back to shine a little bit, and it's been really cool when we've seen it work out and come to play. But on Hill and Dale might be a little bit tougher map to do it, although on the Mongols can't be walling. That being said, we'll be jumping in here in just a little bit, and we'll actually see what these earlier builds have
2
in store
Sekunden
for us
geht's
and what
los.
the plans are going to be.
Die haben natürlich jetzt ein bisschen darüber
So let's
gelabert,
get ready. Game number one,
was man alles
first
machen
set of the
kann,
day.
ne, für die, die nicht
Here
Englisch sprechen.
we go, and we're
Die
jumping
paar
immediately into it.
Strategien, die
In the color blue, playing as the
in der
Rus,
Karte
we
gespielt
got
werden.
Lucifron 7.
Und das
Here on
beide
Hill and Dale. On the
mit
opposite
ihrer
side,
Wahl,
we
also
got
Mongolen
3DB
und
in the
Rus,
color green, playing as the Mongols. An interesting start here from
Passende
Lucifer,
Völker
sending
eigentlich
his
für
scouts
diese
out, but
Karte
not
genutzt
just
haben.
scouts, he's also sending a villager out on the map immediately. Let's check out what that dude is going for, or rather that girl. What's she planning?
Yeah, this is one of those things where you see it and you're like, all right, well, forget all of our early game discussion. There's action already starting, and I feel like that's what happens a lot of times with Empire Wars. You get the intro in,
So,
and then it's
schiebe ich
already
mal hier
military
rüber.
units. You're already seeing some action come into play, and this villager maybe trying to go for a little bit of an early market wall, but doesn't know where the market is.
It looks like it, but it looks like it's not just one villager. I think on the other side, there's another villager as well. There we
Oh,
go.
it's-
It looks like Lucifer immediately wants to wall 3DB on all sides of the map. Look at that.
Yeah, not the market wall, just walling 3DB inside of his base. And those aren't normal wooden walls. Those are those Rus fortified palisades. And those are very, very tough to break through if those end up going down. As we expected, Golden Gate is the choice, and it's not the Silver Tree. It's going to be the Deer Stones, which really makes sense because of how many villagers you're immediately empowering with your early Deer Stones.
Yeah, now your opponent might think that you want to
Lucifer
contest the trade,
baut
but if you're not trading at all, then
3DB,
really not too
ein
bothered
bisschen
by these
ein
walls.
dort
You already get the sheep in
in
here
seiner
early.
eigenen Ecke.
And the Deer Stone, what it allows you to do is it allows you to make military very early on, since you're not focusing
Das
on
heißt, er
trade.
kann im
And then it's
Normalfall
really
mit
not a
den
big deal to
normalen
break through
Sachen
these
nicht
walls
einfach
anymore. Looks
hinten
like
rum.
3DB, he's right now massing up a lot of wood. So his
Ich sag jetzt
scaling is
mal
not going to
Westen
come in
auf der
through trade,
Karte.
but rather a second TC.
Na, hier geht's schon los, ne?
Yeah,
Ooh, and the wall.
Der
wall
verhindert,
gets
dass er
denied
da
earlier
quasi
on, and look
fix
at
die
B, he was
Schafe
pulling
holt.
some vills, I think, to help burn down the wall. But now that he has his con, has the scout in
Aber er kommt
play,
trotzdem gleich
those
durch.
walls are going to be fully denied as that villager does not have any support.
Yeah, sheep here look to be remaining there.
Der Speer.
He's just going to send these back with his remaining scout. Doesn't have to be too worried about the sheep early on. And look at that, Lucifer also going for a fast second TC here.
Yeah, and with, as you mentioned, with that Golden Gate, he can really do a lot of different things after this second TC. He can play it into the Castle Age. He can play it into this
den
more of
Siedler
a
wird er wohl
feudal
jetzt
age
gleich
play,
verlieren.
or he can even go with the third TC if he wants.
Yeah, so scaling definitely on the side there of the Ruse, should they go for a 30C, but it doesn't look like it. Look at that, Lucifer, he's not messing around when it comes to the
Ja,
walls.
zack, die
He's
zweite
immediately
Wand.
putting up a second layer here.
Ja,
Yeah,
Da
and
muss
there's
er
a
erstmal
lot of
durch, ne?
resources here to the north side of this base from 3DB. Comparative to the south, he only has
und der Markt oben,
wood in
ne?
the south, and all of the primary vital resources are in
Also,
the new
trading posts, huh?
are in the north, including the neutral market.
Exactly. B still has a lot of villagers here on wood.
Ja, im
Could be
Moment sind
looking
sie noch
into
relativ
production buildings,
gleich
so
auf.
potentially third TC. Doesn't look like Lucifer right now is going for a third TC. He's happy with just that second TC. Oh, scout here.
Oh,
Puts
yeah.
down the Falcon, but gets taken down by the expansion TC.
Yep, the first kill of the game coming in
Ja,
at
ja,
this
ist er
3-minute
mit
mark,
seinem
which
Scout
I will
zu
say
nah
is
ran.
later than some of these Empire
Aber man
Wars
sieht oben
games
rechts
than
auf der
we've been
Karte, ne, da
seeing.
ist nochmal ein
And
Scout,
from here,
der
you can see
richtig
the
Schreien
kind of
macht.
remacroing by B, sending a lot onto the gold, so probably planning on trying to get up to Castle Age
Ich
himself.
könnte mir vorstellen, dass Lucifer
As soon as he killed that scout, he
die Karte gut
immediately dropped
kennt
down
und
a
deswegen
stable,
baut er den
two
unter die
stables
Mauern
even, so might be
hin,
trying to pump out a
3DB.
couple of knights still in the feudal age, get some harass going on his opponent's side, now that he kind of got a little bit of vision denied. At the same time, B also looking to produce some Keshik. I'm not sure
Ja.
if that's double produced.
Der
It might
stört
have been
natürlich
double
jetzt, kommt
produced
der andere
already.
Speer gleich, ne? Macht ihn oben weg.
It
Zweiter
is a double
Kill.
production Lances here coming out.
Wird wahrscheinlich hier
Rather
oben
Keshiks.
nicht rauskommen ohne weiteres.
Yeah, and this will immediately be able to put a lot of pressure on the other side. Those Keshiks
Ja,
might not be
der eine reiht
as
weg
strong
und
as Knights, but they do have that healing ability. They can
kann
kind
er
of
sich noch wehren.
regroup,
Ja.
be able to, attack those wooden palisades
Okay,
at
die
home
Mongolen,
and,
ne, die
and heal on
als
back up.
Reiter weiterhin kämpfen können.
Lucifer. He's got a good knight count in queue as well already. 2 Keshiks out in map, but 3 normal knights in queue for Lucifer. As you said, these knights they
geht
do
schon
pack
los,
a little
ne?
bit more of a punch, so
Ja,
the
ja.
straight on battle. The knight
schickt
from
schon die
Lucifer
ersten hoch.
will do better. And do we see another scout going down here? Looks like it.
Ja, diesmal hat Lucifer seinen
Scout
Scout
just barely
verloren.
gets taken out,
Aber er
but
kommt hier
still
unten
two
schon mit
scouts over
den
there for the Rus side. That's that huge benefit of those scouts.
zwei
Early on,
Rittern.
They get the bounty, and then they get that vision throughout the map. Right as the Knights charge on the other side, Keshiks turn around for the charge, getting some decent trades. Here, just focusing in on that single knight, and as we mentioned,
wird ein
B has
bisschen
that
eng, ne?
ability to heal up later on.
Wobei man sagen muss, dass
Let's not forget, Lucifer, he might have potentially
mal
done
gucken,
B a
was bei
favor
Rus,
here.
ob die da
Putting
selber
these
noch
walls
Schwerter
up in
haben.
his
Kenn
base,
ich
that's
gar
the
nicht.
prime real estate for your Keshiks to just heal back up if they're weak.
Yeah, It's like a free little monk, but oh my, villagers under those TCs are plentiful. Those knights taking beneficial trades. Stone Node being a little bit of a body blocker, not in a good way for B, and needs to get back on out of there.
Ja, jetzt laufen die
Players
zusammen
right
her,
now
ne? Ja.
just massing up the knights here. First knight potentially going down. Lance is not gonna connect. Keshik survives.
Oh, as you say that, caster curse, and the knight finishes it off. B not able to micro, and another Keshik falls. So Lucifron is 2-0 in the trade department there.
Ja, das hat er gut gemacht, ne?
See that B.
Ja,
He
der hat
does
einzeln
not want
gesteuert.
to stick around here in the feudal age. Instead, he's macroing straight up to Castle Age.
Ja.
This, however,
Jetzt macht er wahrscheinlich runter, nehme ich mal an, mit seinen 5 Rittern. Das ist natürlich schlau, runter zu machen und so viel wie möglich zu stören.
If Lucifron finds a good timing here, Age Up now coming
Kann hier oben nachbauen.
Separate out being rushed up with 16 villagers.
Yeah, Lucifron moving out there, has a good amount of wood, might be able to just sell some wood, remacro with the Golden Gate and plan on dropping that, but also might just be going out for a deer expansion.
Ja. Das ist gerade eng, ne? Ja, die wird er jetzt wohl gleich verlieren.
Almost able to find a knight pickup and able to get out without too much damage. And it is a third TC for Lucifron here.
That is very interesting. It is a late third TC. And it's not spotted right now, so this could patch be a little bit off guard. At the other hand, though, he's got the step readout, right? So every single villager that he's got on gold right now counts as like 1.5 villagers when it comes to the pure income there on gold. That's a good eco scaling for him. Upgrade isn't in yet. Keshik still taking a fight there. He definitely don't want to take that fight. Have to retreat under TCs, but these are armored units. They might not be too afraid of actually diving under TCs. A couple more Keshiks coming out. Upgrade about to come in.
I'm still shocked 3DB and pulling a couple of these off, going over to heal, just because those two Keshiks are one charge away from death. Lucifron making the transition to spears as well. Sees how many Keshiks B is investing into, playing that defensive game after he is invested into the third TC.
Geht immer wieder hinher.
This Lucifron, he's not too far off the Castle Age as well. And while he has the knight advantage, he is also now prepping in the spearman.
Yep. The question is will B be able to take back this map control? As we say, that charge comes in. Keshiks still do not outnumber the knights on the other side, taking an even trade 2 for 2.
Na, gut verloren, ne?
Now being rushed up by Lucifron. 13 villagers on there. Does have the spearman in defense here. Only feudal age spearmen, but they're going to do enough damage against the Keshiks. They do not have quite as much max health as these knights do right now.
Speere auf dem Boden, die nehmen sich natürlich die Pferde gut vor.
Not really as prime time as you would like. Behind this, still no relics being picked up as of now. B just having to kind of repressure towards this base and hope to find the high trade house. He spots it out, but can he actually get some damage down on this?
War nicht so gut. Der ist weg mit den blauen Reitern. Und dann ist kurz rein und hat dort, Der hätte hier auf unten ein bisschen positionieren sollen.
First monk is in queue. He does have the upper hand now when it comes to the cavalry count, but Lucifron already the spears out. He emulating that. Now also trying to get his own spears out.
Lucifron
immediately getting veteran upgrades on the spears, on the knights as well. And Lucifron just going to be able to play that defensive game with knowing that he's ahead. Will slowly eke ahead on the eco count.
Ja, jetzt hat er ihn überholt, ne? 3DB.
Yeah, the 30C, slowly but surely, is going to make a difference here in this one. However, it did come in a little bit late, so the scaling isn't going to be too noticeable.
Ansonsten sind sie relativ ähnlich, ne? Lucifron braucht ein bisschen mehr Nahrung.
Also managed to get an expansion out on the boar on the left side of the map. Probably with a wooden fortress as well. Yeah, does have a wooden fortress there. Nice little hunting cabin as well. Provide some passive income there.
Oh, this is the real big first worry with the newer Hill and Dale. You only have that first gold on your hill, so that's where we were talking about. You got to retake some map control. Stepped Redoubt having to roll over to that next gold vein in the center, and B will need to invest into some outposts around that to make sure those knights aren't circling and don't just find gold.
Lucifron now also reinvesting into those knights. Still has a good amount, and these knights are stronger than Keshiks in a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Spearman count not quite there yet.
Ja,
from B,
der
but it's a
versucht die
similar
zu locken, ne?
situation right now for Lucifron. He also needs to get a little bit more further out on the map in order to secure gold. Does in theory have access to the gold on the right hand side with that secondary, or rather the third TC.
Ja, jetzt hat er sie
That's
separiert
where
unten.
you know, it's
Ja.
not quite defended by that
Das
TC,
war
but it's
jetzt,
close enough and far enough away from his main base that
Das
B
war jetzt
would
ein bisschen
really
schlauer
have to
gewesen,
split
da
off the
nachzusetzen,
focus
ne?
over there.
Ja.
B has made the re-macro over to the gold, and the huge
So.
benefit for B is the food department. He's started to like invest into a ton of these pastures at home, so he has a ton of sheep that are just constantly flowing in. Won't have to make a farm transition like Lucifron will.
Yeah, the food transition being very, very easy here for the Mongols in comparison to most other civilizations. You pop down a pasture, you immediately get a sheep out, so 8 villagers pretty much can start gathering immediately. Units here, though, from B have to be careful not to be caught off position. Right now, unit advantage. On the side of B, army value looking good as well. However, when it comes to the composition, Lucifron right now, he still has
Ja, auf jeden Fall fighten die schon die ganze Zeit hier, ne?
That buff could make a difference there.
And this is one of those where that Khan, I think, just gave a little bit of the positioning away, attacked before the knight or before the Keshiks were. Behind this, so B has been able to secure 2 relics. The Vil difference isn't too crazy.
Ich bin mal gespannt, ob er jetzt hier festnagelt.
It's starting to look like B's kind of taking this control of this map.
Ja.
Yeah, so the next fight is gonna be very, very decisive here.
Oh, oh. Da unten ist ein Einzelner, den wird er wohl jetzt verlieren.
Finds his
Ja.
knights out of position and loses them. That could be very, very terrible here for him. Has to be careful with them.
Das war nicht gut.
Every now and then, Lucifron's knight get a couple of charges off here. Single knight, splitting off from the group, idling out the villagers again. Khan very likely to go down here.
Khan will go down. A nice little surround. GG's in the chat, but look at the reinforcements for 3DB. We talked about him having the military number advantage, and this is where the numbers are finally
zwei wieder
coming
verloren,
in.
ne?
A couple knights go down for free, and this is where one of those food sources we talked about could be pressured with Lucifron being on those front berries.
Ja, okay. Das ist auch nicht so schlecht, ja.
Able to take down one of the monks here from B, and fight about to happen here in the middle.
Jetzt wird ordentlich dezimiert erstmal.
Clash goes down. There's so many spears, and the spears from Lucifron immediately able to engage onto those Keshiks. So many reinforcements from B, though. The circle comes around, and a Wololo from the Warrior Monk.
Ooh, gets taken down, though. Wololo denied. Army count still looking good here for B.
Yeah.
No.
More reinforcements will be coming in. This front side, though, I mean, it's looking like Lucifron is in a bit of trouble here, having to fall back.
Ja.
Be able to get
Das
some
war's schon
reinforcements
fast, ne,
in, and
für
those villagers that
Lucifron.
are on the front side, they're not going to be able to gather those berries anymore. And behind this B,
Ja,
he's
wenn er jetzt
also raiding
nachsetzt.
the east. He's everywhere right now, not letting Lucifron relax or chill.
13 Minuten später, ne?
Not at all. Look at that. Already villagers have gone down. 5 villagers have been killed. Lucifron still has a slight eco lead, but now he has to transition to range units as well. Get some crossbowmen out, get some archers out. But the production, it's all forward, and that's where B's army is. He can just pick off any units right now.
And how do you get any gold? How do you get any vital units? You can only go Archer Spear right now if you're Lucifron because you have no gold. And not only that, your food's starting to get pressured too. He hasn't made the farm transition. He's not really going to be able to have this huge food income for long.
Oh, units clashing.
Ja, das ist schon wieder
Caught
Einsatz.
by the brace, loses 2 knights, and there we go, reinforcements. Just as they pop out of the building, get taken down, and Lucifron calls it. First game in our best of 7 here to start the day.
Ja,
Going over
der hat
to
aufgegeben.
Yeah, and I really feel like Lucifron, he went for that third TC, and we never saw the Vil lead really eclipse for him. It never really
Sieht eigentlich ganz gut aus, ne? Relativ gleich. Aber Lucifron hat 2, 3 Fehler gemacht, hat am Anfang seine eigenen Leute dort einzeln stehen lassen. Und naja, es ist schwierig zu kämpfen und zu bauen gleichzeitig.
Both players had a huge number of melee units out when the clash happened. If one of the sides had range units to like be able to help with the damage output, regardless of pathing, that could have definitely shifted the tide there. But both players just going for the melee clump, and we see that B just having a lot more units there when the fight initially happened means he was able to take down Lucifron's army so much quicker, reduce the amount of damage his units take, and with that just takes a decisive win there in the midfield and just pushes into Lucifron's base.
Yeah, Lucifer was never able to restabilize back up after that, and B, just perfect timing strike on the Mongols with the first game playing against the Rus. And this is a best of 7. And so next map in store, it will end up being a mirror matchup. As we can see, it is Chinese versus Chinese on Kawasan.
Kawasan.
Naja,
Probably
brauchen wir
one of the
nichts
best
zu
maps
sagen,
in
ne?
the pool, in the ranked map pool.
Spielen
For the Chinese,
Kawasan
they're
bei
looking
den
very good there.
Chinesen.
Very flexible, good water economy as well. Both players going for them here. It's going to be interesting since I'm not sure about you, but Lucifron, when I see him play as the Chinese, usually it's like a little bit unorthodox. It's like it's not one of his more experiences. Meanwhile, on the other hand side, B, he really knows how to play China. He really knows like the ins and outs of the civilization. With Lucifron, it feels like the way he plays China is more like he plays China like you would play HRE somewhat. It's like more of a it's a weird kind of playstyle. It's very hard to describe whenever I see Lucifron play China. But obviously, it's been a little bit since I really analyzed Lucifron's gameplay with the Chinese. Last time I saw it, I think it was on
Naja, für die, die es nicht verstehen,
Holy Island.
Holy Island.
Craggy erzählt, dass
the only time I really see it, it's what
3DB
you
halt
said,
mit den
though.
Chinesen
Plays it just
viel
like
Erfahrung
HRE.
hat
It's
und
it's the hybrid map. My economy is
eine
gonna be
andere
really
Art
strong
hat,
behind
mit den
this, and I
Chinesen
can
zu
make it pay off
spielen,
on the
als
water on
man
these
das
certain
von anderen
timings.
Spielen gewohnt ist.
Kawasan, not quite the Holy Island shared water, but you have those two ponds that you still have this kind of same hybrid map effect.
Yeah, in the end, Kawasan, a lot more pressure, or rather a lot more attention.
Aber ja,
is
nicht mal
gonna be
15
paid
Minuten war
onto
das
land
erste
here
Ding
on this
vorbei,
map,
ne?
if we compare it to Holy Island. So it's going to be interesting to see if Lucifron really knows, or rather, if he knows how to deal with China here on Kawasan. I know that Vortex really does know how to do that, and Vortex is probably Lucifron's like main practice partner. Usually, they do practice a lot together. So, if Lucifron learned a lot there from Vortex, I think this one could be really, really even, regardless of like how we previously felt about those players like Civilization Master.
Naja, die halten den
I
Südfront
mean,
für einen
I feel
Underdog
like with
im Moment.
Empire Wars 2, it's Empire Wars is
Ich bin mal gespannt, vielleicht reißt das ja raus.
obviously solos is still solos, but Empire Wars is such a game mode that if you put in a lot of the practice, you can really tell the players that did work on their builds, their kind of timings, all these different things, because it is such a different start to the game because it's so much quicker. And that's where, yeah, he might not have that Chinese experience in solos, but he might have that Chinese experience in practicing in Empire Wars, though.
Exactly. So Kawasan, that's the home map from 3DB. So it looks like Lucifron actually picked B's home map here for this one, which makes you think that maybe he's got a plan here. Maybe he does have a plan. It's going to stand to figure out if that plan works out in a mirror, though.
Yeah, and in just a second, we will be jumping into this game number 2. Lucifron, he wants to tie up the series, but B, he wants to be able to get off to this good start. And let's see what we have.
And here we go, jumping in to our game number 2 in our first set of the day. It's going to be Lucifron once again playing in the color blue as the Chinese. We're here on Kawasan on the opposite side of the map. We got B playing the Chinese as well in the color green.
Zack.
And look at that, both players immediately sending villagers to each side there, to every single pawn.
Schickt er seine Speere schon hoch.
Very, very much mirrored opening here.
3DB
to start the game with.
And I love the positioning by the dock, the first dock that we're able to see from 3DB. It's a little bit further forward. It's not just on his side. It does get some great fishing location as far as how close it is to that. But more importantly, if it gets upgraded with any sort of good old arrow slits, it is that much more effective against his opponent.
Exactly. But unfortunate here for the other position from the dock, though. For B, it's a little bit further away from those fish. But with China, it doesn't take too long to build up another dock on any of these ponds, so could be looking into an additional pond here. So far, it doesn't look like any of the players went over to stone to get like any of these early emplacements going, so will very likely just be a start with military ships here, as both players are aging up now with the Imperial Academy.
Yeah, Lucifron going a little bit quicker once that just barely the quicker timing, and Junk immediately queued on up.
Ist schon
on the other side,
Zeitalter
already investing into wheelbarrow. Those 2 extra villagers, a little bit more of an economic focus for B. thinks he can just defend with this timing, which
Zack.
rock, paper, scissors on land potentially, or on the sea could potentially make this an easy defense if he just
Für
pops
die
out
B
the correct ship.
ebenfalls.
Oh, this becomes difficult though. He invested into some fishing ships here to start the game off, and I mean, he doesn't really have anything to defend these fishing ships with right now. So these are gonna go idle here.
Yep. Absolutely worthless fishing ships for the time being, but War Junk will pop out in a second on one dock, not the other though, as Luciferon. He had galleys pop out on either side, so made sure to deny both of these fishing ships that were produced.
First War Junk, now coming out for B. It's gonna be able to push that normal junk back.
Ja.
And very likely gonna see a demo ship now in queue. There we go, demo
sieht man,
ship right after that War Junk. And a villager also getting pulled in order to repair that ship.
Ja.
Yeah, it's so huge. The villagers repair
Zack.
those ships so quickly. Looks like the demo coming after the War Junk. So Luciferon looks like
Jetzt
he has
er
some
durch, ne?
solid
Hat er zu
control
tun,
of
ne?
this southern pond
Warum er
here,
jetzt Pläne
at least for
rausgeschickt hat, das
now,
erklärt es mir nicht, ne?
1-1-1 ship,
Aber ja.
ship build.
Aktuell hat er schon
And
die
demo
Hoheit, ne?
immediately going up. Not only will it get the damage on the Springle chip, it gets the damage on the dock, but is it enough to heal it? It is not. There's a villager behind.
Ja, Mann.
Villager trying to
Schafft er
repair the
noch.
ship there. A lot of
Okay.
micro coming out there at the same time.
Ja.
Looks like a ship is gonna get traded here. Junk getting traded for more junk. That one is likely to go down with the demo ship. Does
Das
go down.
war's, ja.
Oh,
okay.
on the other side, a huge demo ship. B loses both his ships.
Gets a demo ship in though.
Oh,
Manages to take down the War Junk.
Hier geht's ab.
Both pawns just have been completely annihilated.
Schiffe
No
für Schiffe,
ships on
ja.
either side, really. There's one
Ja.
galley barely out at half health, and on the other one, there's nothing at all.
Das kleine Ding kann dort noch fischen.
There's a lot of micro going on two pawns at the same time. Very difficult for either player so far, but it looks like
Ja, haben beide
Luciferon-
gecheckt, worum
it
es
looks
geht,
like he's
ne?
just taking a little bit of a better engagement here so
Wir
far.
fangen natürlich an, die
When we look
kleinen
at the
Schiffe
construction value, also a lot of idle time cost on these fishing ships
wegzuschabbern.
that B did invest into. B managing
So
to
ein Schiff
somewhat
kostet natürlich
equalize
ein
the
bisschen was,
situation
ne?
here for now.
Das ist natürlich
Another
gefährlich,
demo.
ne? Die
Mr.
Schiffe müssen ein
Wellens
Stück weit
really
auseinander
has to be
stehen.
careful. There's not a single archer ship right now out for B on any of these pawns, so demolition ships can do a lot of damage here.
Ja.
And speaking
So,
of, the demo ship's
das
gonna
war's,
step
ja.
on up. That Springled ship's trying to get healed up by the villager. Great micro, pulling back the villager, splitting it off the demo. One more health on that villager, but still is alive, keeping the Springled ship breathing. And on the other pond, still microing enough
Na,
to do everything
Junge,
he
warum
can. I
fährst
mean,
denn du
this
vor?
is absolutely,
Willst dich
it's
freuen?
not a
Das war
battle
nicht, ja.
on land and sea. It's just a battle on two different ponds here. Lucifer,
Oh.
another demo ship.
Ooh, loses the demo ship and the War Junk. Huge losses there for B, and
Ja.
it stands to reason that I don't think, like, long term, B is going to be able to hold these pawns. Look at how much wood Luciferon has saved up right now. He could produce a ton more ships if we wanted to.
Ja, mal gucken, ob er...
Yeah, it's almost like he's kind of just waiting, seeing what he needs to do. It's one of those, he knows he doesn't need to overproduce, waste resources.
Das braucht,
and
ne?
once he secures up these pawns, if he can full deny the dock on the other side from B, then he's free reigns to start investing into the fishing ships, into his own eco.
Once
Das
again,
nächste.
demo ship
Groß.
coming
Beide
out
weg, ja?
there, tries to get the shot in,
Ja.
and once again takes out the War Junk.
Ja.
Look at that, Luciferon leading a lot right now when it comes to the.
Könnte sein, dass Lucifer jetzt die Oberhand ein bisschen
Only way for
gewinnt.
B in here is the eco
Yeah.
count, and there's one thing that's good for him right now. He grabbed all the eco upgrades very, very early on here in this game. Oh,
Attacke.
Archer ship wants to take down the demo ship. Gets taken down first though. Oh,
Ja, das war's.
And another just great trade by Lucifer. Villager is there to try to heal this up again. And B just has to pull that villager out for the time being. Ship pops back out, and he's able to just barely keep ship till this is unbelievable micro. If this
Yeah.
were any other player,
my
I feel
God.
like would have had these
Yeah.
pawns
Diese schon
full
gegenseitig
lost at this
wegschabbern.
point.
once again, demo ship coming out. This time for B though. There's no archer ship remaining right now for Luciferon with that. Ship B has to be very careful. This is his ship.
Ja.
Luciferon
Da unten
keeps
hat er
his
noch...
one alive.
Ja.
And Luciferon has gone for the second dock here on the bottom side. Or, I mean, on the northern side. B has his own second dock on the other side as well. So, having to start getting these extra resources, getting later in the game, we're going to see even more investments
Keiner
into
lässt
these
dem
pawns.
anderen hier den Vorrang.
Demo ship now being produced here by B. There's just been so much action going on here right now in water, and look at that
Tja,
B on
der das
the,
jetzt schafft,
on the
halt
left front. He's added in another dock there on the top side in order to keep up
die
with
Übermacht zu
Lucifron's
bekommen,
second
ne?
dock. But it's still very difficult. Another demo, and there's only war chunks out right now. This could be terrible. B needs to notice.
Split!
Oh no! 2 ships. Now very low HP.
Not only
One went
2,
down.
it's a third too because the demo popped out, immediately gets killed in insufficient wood.
Ja.
Loses the dock on the northern pond. This is all going
Ja.
downhill so fast.
Das ist schwierig, ne? Das erste Ding verloren.
Oh, behind this, it feels like B. He's almost macroing up to Castle Age right now. He's not too far off of that. Meanwhile, Lucifron, he's invested a lot into these demo ships. Neither player went for a TC expansion on land in the meanwhile. It's all just been about these docks here so far, and feels like B right now. He's just he's going off the paddle right now a little bit when it comes to water here. He's just trying to focus on land from the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean, I will say in Empire Wars, it is a little bit different with water. Lucifron doesn't have a ton of fishing boats out. It's not like he is has this extra economic lead. He'd have to start investing into these ships after, and B, he's actually very, very close to Castle while forcing Lucifron to invest more and more into this.
Oh, the war trunk once again gets taken down by the demo ship.
Das ist schon krass, wie sie sich gegenseitig
reinvesting a lot into
Schmerzen
water.
zufügen,
2
ne?
war chunks get killed, but demo ships immediately out there. B not able to catch a break from these demo ship connections here.
Ja, die versuchen sich jetzt gegenseitig auf die Häfen kaputt zu machen. Wobei ich gerade denke, Lucifron hat aktuell die etwas besseren Karten.
His macro was low on a lot of resources, but at this point can start to chill, can start to try to potentially re-macro to Castle himself if that's what B's plan is.
And we're now also seeing a couple of fishing ships coming out here from Lucifron. Once again, Demo getting these connections. These are so dangerous for Lucifron. Demo ship now coming out for B, gets some micro out, wants to dodge the arrow ship. Still gets the connection though. Is able to take down another ship there, but Demo ship also staying alive.
Oh, and now the dock's gonna get denied. This is the point where Lucifron, he has full control of the eastern pond now. He's about to have full control of the northern pond, and B, he's at the same point he was 2 minutes ago as far as his macro in the bank. He's just been floating 800 food, 500 gold for like a while. He produces a couple ships and then they die. The dock does end up getting built, but losing 2 more villagers for it. Lucifron is now ahead in eco.
This is a very interesting situation right now here on water. And we see the destruction value. Lucifron just taking down so much more value here from B.
And look at how quick Eco's starting to get out of hand. Another demo.
Ja, da hat er jetzt natürlich ein bisschen reingehauen. Ne? Der hat jetzt einfach es geschafft, mehr von den Häfen zu bauen, ne?
Starting to trade on the other side, but we got triple dock
from
Lucifron, and on the eastern pond he has nothing to worry about, so that's all going to be fishing ships. His eco's about to just skyrocket up and just start to gap 3DB over time.
It's just so much micro going on here right now on these ponds. B trying to take down the archer ship here from Lucifron, but every now and then, every time he goes forward with these war chunks, the demo ships are just coming out. More and more demo ships from all sides. There's so much investment into these demo ships here on these ponds, but this one looks like a good engagement.
Also der hier gewinnt, den oberen oder den unteren,
der hat natürlich... Just be careful not to lose all of these expensive war chunks to the demos, and yeah, he has the food now to go up. Just lacking the gold for now. Oh my god, able to minimize the damage here.
Lucifron, he's starting to invest in the arrow slits on this dock, on these docks here in this side, because it looks like he is losing this northern pond with all this investment from 3DB.
Yeah.
But 3DB still 1,500 food in the bank for 3DB, doesn't have anything to spend it on, hasn't had any land units out, and still doesn't have anything to show for it as far as the ponds go.
Okay.
Den
östlichen hat Lucifron, ne? Und den westlichen hat 3DB aktuell.
Just some fast knights probably. I don't even think you need to go into palace guards. I think just some fast knights would already
eigentlich kann er nur noch Explosionsschiffe bauen. Alles andere macht keinen Sinn, sofern die überhaupt bis dahin kommen.
Pops out immediately, has a galley on top of it.
Ja.
B's able to deny that up, and again, another demo pops. This one, though, connects onto his sprinkle chips and a couple of the fishing boats as well. Insufficient wood. B, though, about to hit Castle Age.
Für die B
What
wird's
will
schwierig.
this Castle timing
Kein
do
Holz
for
mehr,
him?
ne?
Lucifer's not too far away himself.
Aber für die B ist jetzt,
It's like B is sort of like missing his timing. He doesn't have a production building out yet on land.
hab's
So
gar
the
nicht
Castle Age
mitgekriegt,
doesn't immediately
Zeitalter 3
provide him with anything.
aufgestiegen.
He's still investing into water. Gets 2 more demo ships out. He's repairing his ships as well. That's a lot of wood investment. He's just floating so much food right now. Oh no!
Ja, 3 Schiffe. Das tut auf jeden Fall weh.
And the fishing boat, just full security again of that pond, I feel like. B just keeps having to invest into it, where Luciferon has to invest nothing into this other pond that he has.
There's been no investment so far on land here by B. Still not a single production building there. It's a demo ship out. And it looks like he's finally starting to take control of one of the ponds here. But behind that, Luciferon, he's had
Da muss
control
natürlich
for a long time of the other
sagen,
pond. He's got a lot of fishing ships out right now. Heavy eco lead for him.
B focusing on trying
Luciferon
to
müsste
get
eigentlich,
these relics fast. That could be one
naja,
of the main
da hat er unten den,
differences. Water does have this somewhat,
den
you know,
östlichen.
fall off as if they both end up having the control of either pond.
Da muss jetzt hier ein
Well, you
bisschen
know,
Gas
as
geben.
long as he gets a majority of fishing boats out at some point, it'll end up kind of equalizing it out. And another way to do this over time, getting Song Dynasty for yourself, a little bit of a quicker Vil production.
Yeah, Barbican also in the middle. Could potentially secure B a couple of resources there.
Also,
Lucifer
ja,
right now going into
man sieht,
a
da
lot
gibt's
of
gar
these
keine
palace
Ruhe.
guards. Also queued up a Springle
Gar
preemptively
keine
here.
Ruhe.
Springle could potentially allow him to
Von Anfang
get
an
control over one of these ponds again, as the Springle does do a
gibt's auf
lot
der
of bonus
Mitte hier.
damage to these ships.
Yeah, has a ton of range, can easily just start slow sniping the ships, especially when he has the infantry number, having just a ton of palace guards starting to flow out. B, trying to secure these berries in the center with his Barbican, which I feel like is one of those that, like, it sounds nice, but when you have this many resources to just continually send palace guards under this, there's not really much food you can gather.
Yeah, B is now also making his own knights, so does have a good counter against these palace guards. Question is gonna be, is he gonna have enough? And oh, Wololo gets the knight now, though, immediately. The question is, Luciferon, he already has these barracks out now, so a pivot into Spearman is not gonna be too hard for him.
No, not by any means, and he's got a good solid amount of palace guards to start off. Villagers forced off of the boar. One of the scouts gets taken down. And Luciferon walks over to see that another relic has been taken. B so far, though, secures one relic, has another one being brought back.
And is able to defend his villagers against those couple palace guards there. One villager might go down here. Wheelbarrow is in play. Oh, no, decides to attack the wrong one. Villager survives.
Ja, es wird schwierig, ne, gegen die Reiter, die sind ein bisschen schneller unterwegs.
Yeah, once you find that location, you're just gonna
Ja, obwohl man sagen muss, Luciferon,
looks like B was able
Armeewert
to
ist
go
höher
snag another one of
aktuell.
those relics, has the third one being brought back. Walls on the west side not quite being able to be finished yet, but should be soon with the support from the water.
I'm bad. Luciferon, talked about it, has the barracks, immediately also invests into Spearman, and there is a second TC out right now for Luciferon. Still in Tang Dynasty, but that second TC is going to be better than Song Dynasty.
Yeah, just dropped it over there on the deer. Some nice security behind this, and then at any point, Song Dynasty is going to be a really easy choice for him. A really easy, like, you know, it's not too many resources, 600 total, and drops a Barbican to defend up, and those TCs will immediately both get stronger.
Full Springled now, allowing Luciferon to get back onto that pond, and look at that. Look at the damage from the Springled on the fishing ships now. Ooh,
Yep.
one shots.
Ja, one shot.
This every fishing boat that goes down, a lot of investment. That's a villager essentially that B wants working for himself.
Das hat so verrückt, die zwei Dinger. Dass sie
Really coming
one-shotten.
from B, it's gonna be under fire here very soon. He's also going onto stone now, so could be looking for his own secondary TC, which he's definitely gonna
Is
need.
B about the imp?
That would be. I'm not sure about this one. I am not sure about that one. Wants to potentially go for a
empfindliche Schmerzen,
side
ne?
victory if he gets like a Great Wall Gatehouse out, but
It's
I
a
feel like if
spear
he
away.
does that, oh, Oh, I'm not sure about that one. That feels like his economy is not strong enough for Imperial right now. Not with the amount of army Lucifron has.
I don't know if he knows the amount of army that Lucifron has. Yes, it's 55. Some of that is on the sea, but there is a huge blue blob heading across the mid-map. It's Spears, it's Palace Guards, and B. He's got 10 Knights that are roaming the other side. He needs something to defend this up.
Yeah, the Knights definitely not gonna be the thing here to defend with. Villagers are gonna have to seek shelter in the Barbican, but there's not enough room there. All villagers have to evacuate. Barbican is pumping out some damage. A couple of Knights here. They seem to be on auto move though.
Yep, running into Spears on the other side. B, he has too many things going on right now. He's needing to micro these villagers. Knights circle back in and run into another Spear Brace. And just in a blink of an eye, B loses, what was that, 6 to 8 Knights. Loses his water on the north side. And Lucifron takes over this game with the greedy Imperial.
Hat gut gemacht, ne? Da oben abgehalten. Mikromanagement ist auch ein bisschen besser, ne? 3DB ist zwar schon im Zeitalter 4. Aber der macht hier unten los, ne? Das ist ein bisschen ein schwieriges Ding. Aber die Teile, die One-Shotter hier unten, die er hingestellt hat, das ist schon gut, ne?
Like that nest of bees, and villagers actually going to be able to burn down that nest of bees, so that will be at least one decent pickup for 3DB, but he is still looking like he's
naja, der macht's auf jeden Fall gut. Der bringt den Krieg halt mitten ins Dorf. Das ist schon viel wert, weil er verliert relativ viele Siedler. Und beschäftigt hier die ganze Zeit alles, was auf der Karte los ist, und hat in Ruhe unten den östlichen, das östliche Wasser, was die ganze Zeit weiter vor sich hin produziert. Ne? Und man sieht jetzt oben an der Leiste, dass sich das immer mehr verschiebt. Stück für Stück. Wenn sich irgendwas richtig rumreißt, dann wird 3DB wahrscheinlich gleich verloren haben. Ja.
And Lucifron behind this, he's up to a 25 Vil lead. He's still flooding units. He's up 30 military units.
Ich denke, der wird gleich aufgeben.
It's just a false sense of security. Yeah, it's doing a great amount of damage, but there's so many units coming out for Lucifron. Even with the ones that are getting taken down, there's still plenty that get past and plenty that get damage.
That Knight is able to run past, but the entire eco from B is in the backside here. He's gone onto farms, but now these farms are going to get idled out. A lot of units now approaching.
Einfach zu den Farmen hoch, alles abbrennen, dann ist das Thema mit dem Essen erstmal schwierig. Für die B hat dann kein Essen mehr, der hat sowieso schon Probleme, ne, weil er bloß...
I mean, he's trying to stabilize the best he can. He's slowly kind of doing it, but at the same time, Lucifron, he's still in a fine situation.
Very much so. B now has the resources for a keep. He wants to drop one. Question is, where is that keep gonna go down? Maybe in the middle to stop these reinforcements from just running past the Barbican. Could also help him secure one of the pawns again if he gets a keep up there.
Lucifron just has units everywhere still. And behind this, remember, he's still 2TC. It's not Song Dynasty, but the 2TCs, they're working awfully hard. He's got 106 eco compared to 78 of B.
Look how many demo ships are out there right now. And as soon as the Bauchan comes out, it's just immediately going to get taken down by these demo ships if Lucifron ranks here.
Or all the demo ships are immediately going to get taken down by the Bauchan.
Oh, no, there it goes.
Oh.
Barbican now also coming up for Lucifron, so it's going to be a late Song Dynasty here for him.
Micromanagement.
It's also ready to his own farm transition, so food income is going to be very nice here for Lucifron.
Yeah, B still hasn't been able to stabilize whatsoever. Look at the military units on land. He has 2 palace guards. That's it. He's got nothing out. Doesn't have upgrades coming into the bank. Doesn't really have any ability to stabilize this. Whereas Lucifron, he's got that double ranged armor. So those units, even though they're getting peppered constantly, not quite taking as much damage as they should be.
Oh, and Lucifron finally finds the back economy here potentially, as the palace guards and spearmen run around there.
Ja, der hat jetzt oben die...
And he's gonna find the farms.
Ökonomie hinten, also alles was die Farms sind, ne, gefunden und wird natürlich jetzt dort Attacke machen. Na gut, der sieht aber nicht, dass sie weggelaufen sind, ne? In welche Richtung? Da sind die anderen gelaufen. Ja, das ist natürlich ein großer Anteil. Die Dreierschiffe hier.
Bauchan just able to survive, can get repaired back up. Ooh, the Imperial officials though.
Ja, konnte ein bisschen stabilisieren, ne? Für die B.
And look how many idle villagers are there.
This is one of those situations that when you find yourself in this situation ever, especially when you're the Chinese, you got 40 villagers that you're running around. Usually you're not going to be lasting in the game too much longer. Palace Guard's still circling, hunting down those villagers, killing a bunch of them. Lucifron's military numbers have just continually been climbing up, even though the onslaught of the Barbacan, all these towers, all the TCs, it just doesn't matter because
die ganze Zeit wird drauf, ne?
he doesn't have resources.
Das ist verrückt, ne? Was ich mir anguckt, was ja am Mikromanagement los ist.
This economy, it's all over the place. What? Oh, what power? Not a way trebuchet.
Mist. Losgeschickt, nicht aufgepasst.
It's gonna secure the wood line and the food income here.
Ja.
For a while.
But again, still 14 villagers idled under the TC. The next reinforcing units of Palace Guards. I feel like all Lucifron needs is that one trebuchet to start sieging down the Barbican, and then just continue to what he's doing, and then he's just going to be able to slow push those.
Das ist nicht so besonders schlau.
Exactly.
Auch dort ist es eigentlich nicht so besonders schlau.
Modern placements doing some damage here to these units.
Ja.
So able to
ist eigentlich besser bedient, der geht rum.
Yeah.
And now we see a second TC.
Scheppert noch
is no longer on the water on the north
im Norden noch alles weg. Ich weiß nicht, es sieht so aus, als ob im Norden jetzt alles weg ist im Wasser, ne? Also nordwestlich.
Having that Bao Chad front line on the Kawasan Lakes, and I think when B sees Imperial Age hit, it is going to be when the FF comes out.
Oh, das 3DB so lange durchhält noch. Verrückt.
Spirit Wave now coming in. And B once again finds his economy flooded by men-at-arms.
30 villagers on top of that Spirit Way. Spirit Way is going to be coming in quite quickly as it comes in before I can even finish saying that. And B still isn't able to stabilize a long-term food resource. It's, as Vodka's highlighting, 88 total population compared to 177, and that 88 should fall here pretty quickly.
He is able to do a good amount of damage there. It's able to defend B for now. This entire front base, it's gonna get taken down here very, very quickly.
Ja, baut ganz schön was auf da oben, ne?
Relics as well. That could be huge.
Das macht das sehr gut für die B.
That's his entire gold income.
Ja, der hat das Wasser verloren.
That was, I feel like, kind of maybe one of the reasonings of him going up to this quicker Imperial Age. It's like
Dem bleibt gar nichts anderes übrig jetzt noch.
A little bit, but not if those monasteries get burnt down. So many villagers focusing on rebuilding.
Währenddessen von Lucifron die Ökonomie sehr gut aussieht, ist die weil 3DB ständig unter Druck.
Palace Guards just running past, distracting on all sides.
I mean, B has not been able to breathe. B has not been able to stabilize here. But, I mean, at this point, is this one of those where B knows he's lost the game and he's just trying to make Lucifron as frustrated as possible?
Oh, das, ja, jetzt hat er es besser gemacht, ne, mit dem Trebuchet da. Das ist, Furz hat das losgeschickt und es ist einfach zu nah rangefahren. Jetzt macht er aus der Entfernung schöne Ruhe los. Das ist auf jeden Fall, wenn 3DB das nicht sieht, das Ding, und nichts dagegen machen kann, wird es ein bisschen schwierig, ne? Ja, auch hier ist schon wieder Bambule die ganze Zeit.
One of the night raids got onto the second TC, but I could be mistaken. I know I saw an attack come on the second TC.
Ja, die Häuser schießen schon wieder durch die Gegend.
But they were on the left side of the base from Lucifron. Not sure if he managed to actually spot that one out.
Still here, Lucifron, he's about to be max population. He's been the one getting all these upgrades, getting a ton of actual.
Ja, der muss halt gucken. Ach so, hab schon mitgekriegt. Lucifron ist jetzt schon im Zeitalter nach oben gestiegen. Ja, der braucht jetzt ordentliche Waffen, ne? Ein bisschen was den Flächenschaden macht.
Das
fehlt halt.
here after we saw the beginning of the end about, I don't know, 10 minutes ago, maybe even longer than that. But B has tried to stabilize, tried to hold this, and just hasn't been able to do so.
Ja, man sieht schon ein Beispiel bei Lucifron, ne? Der hat halt 2200 Essen pro Minute, ne? Und 3DB ist halt auch fast 2000, ne? Das ist schon ordentlich. Holz ist jetzt nicht mehr ganz so dramatisch bei beiden. Und Gold, naja, ist Lucifron auf jeden Fall erheblich stärker, ne? Stein ebenfalls, ne? Das ist eigentlich alles mehr. Ja. Hat er aufgegeben. Ja, gut gemacht.
Yeah,
aber wirklich gut gemacht.
Want to get that 2-0 in there, but wasn't able to do so.
Ja.
Lucifron able to even out the set so far. 1-1 for both players. Lucifron winning in the Chinese mirror here. Very nice for him. Did manage to just pull ahead with that Micro and Water.
Tja, so ist das, ne? Die haben natürlich gedacht, dass es nicht schafft.
So many times where B
Hat er aber.
barely kept the Villager alive, barely kept a Springle chip alive. It just wasn't enough.
Ja, den Blick dorthin gebracht, wo er hingehört, nämlich zum Feind.
You can see when the Villager graph starts to divide.
Man kämpft nicht im eigenen
when the
Land.
military graph starts to divide very, very heavily, and B never able to get back above, what is that, 12 units essentially throughout the whole entire course of the game.
Ja.
Yeah, the military gun. I mean,
die ganze Zeit
it's a
unterdrückt,
miracle that B was able to survive for so long, right? Like with all the flood, and towards the end, he even got his economy back up again.
Ja, schon sagt, das ist schon komisch, dass er so lange überlebt hat, ne? Aber
ja,
der hat seine Gebäude recht gut ausgebaut und damit konnte er halt ordentlich verteidigen.
So his units were always going to be inferior, and even if you get to similar numbers, if your units are just straight up worse, you're never going to win the fights.
Yep, and you can kind of just see that green graph never able to get up to the blue. And Lucifron, very clinical, very clean game with his hybrid maps. I feel like both of the Spanish bros are very, very scary to play against when it comes to those hybrid maps.
Exactly.
So,
Alright.
Trockenarabien, Mongolen gegen Franzosen. Ich mach mal Folgendes, ich spule mal ein Stück vor.
Soon as they get through the
Das bla 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 Zeug wollen wir nicht sehen.
Super.
Okay.
Back and forth, all these tight macro decisions, and there's going to be some, or micro decisions. There's going to be some.
Es war extrem viel, ne, im letzten.
As well.
Mit dem Fingerklicke, ne?
Exactly.
Mikromanagement.
Game number 3 of first set of the day.
Das haben beide sehr, sehr gut gemacht. Das hat überall
playing the color
gescheppert.
blue once again, playing as the Mongols. We're here on Dry Arabia. On the other side, in the color green, we got 3DB playing as the French.
Karte Dry Arabia.
Playing Empire Wars, and usually this matchup is quite favored for the Mongols. With their early tower rush aggression, they can be very, very annoying for the French. But we're here in Empire Wars. The timings are completely different. There's not going to be that really early timing for the Mongols to like deny the gold from the French. That is not going to be happening here. So the matchup might shift in a way that we can't yet foresee exactly what's going to be happening.
Wow, and we're actually seeing the silver tree, and against all civilizations, it's going to be the French that it's chosen against, which is very much one of the civilizations that can take map control. But we see B, he's already going for the stone. This means it's going to be a 2TC opening. It might actually allow Lucifron to get this trade rocking and rolling and really paying off.
Yeah, so trade definitely going to be the way here for Lucifron to scale in this game. B, he's already gathering up stone. So it's going to be a second TC from him. Question is Lucifron also going for a second TC on top of trade like B did earlier?
Ja,
Stable's
die
already
klauen
coming out
sich
for him.
gegenseitig die Schafe, ne? Ja.
Yeah, immediately able to scout out that Keshiks are probably going to be coming out to play, as both of these players, they love their cavalry. They love utilizing their micro to its fullest. I mean, you can see how many different areas on the battlefield that these players can micro at the same time. It's absolutely wild. Silver Tree finishing on up, a great market location for him to end up trading to.
Ja, die sagen schon, dass die beiden absolut krass in der Lage sind, so extrem viel Micro zu machen, ne?
Über die gesamte Karte hinweg. very beneficial for him.
Kashik's not out yet. It's gonna be out soon though, and B has not dropped that TC yet. He already has the resource for it, wants to drop it here on the deer. Can't in the way though.
Oh, and Lucifer, he's gonna push all the deer away now. It's gonna be so annoying with how far he can push these out.
And the first Kashik has been produced. It's now gonna be on the way. There's a lot of villagers on that TC, so very likely the TC is gonna go up. But yeah, we can see Lucifer just trying to take out the deer here now. It's gonna make sure they're gonna be as far away from the TC as possible.
Yeah, B luckily was able to kill 2 of them next to the TC, so has the a little bit of that food that's secured under that TC. But the others, I mean, if you're going out to gather some of the other deer carcasses, you will get slaughtered by any of those roaming Keshiks.
Okay, das kenne ich natürlich nicht, ne?
Scouts out the market and just this is what high level players do so well. It's obviously it's all these different small things, but one of the biggest things that's noticeable is the vision, the knowledge of the
wirklich
scout.
neu, dass man
Yeah, just having that information
das Viehzeug einfach töten kann
right now,
und dass der Gegner das dann nicht mehr nutzen kann, ne?
To the army mass, the Kashiks out there as well. Able to double produce them means he's able to mass up a lot of them. Also idling of B from gold here. That's going to be critical because B wants to mass up his own knights, but not having access to gold, he's going to have to think about probably adding some spearmen here earlier rather than later.
Yeah, a couple villagers for Lucifer sneak on out, get a little cheeky outpost in between in between the wood lines where it will get great vision of the on the right side of the wood line, still going to get great vision of the secondary TC that was built. Once upgraded, probably denies those couple carcasses as well.
And also spreading that Yammer
kann sein, dass ein Outpost das vorne hin baut, ne?
In the front line are going to have a lot more movement speed here than B's Knights. Once again, idling out the gold villagers here.
It looked like B was at the point, though, knew his Royal Knights were coming, just said, all right, I'm going to attack with my villagers, try to maybe get us around on the Keshiks, because getting 2 Keshiks picked off early could just give B the opportunity to have that secondary TC payoff, get that Knight number up and equalize.
Go. Royal Knights fighting against the Keshiks. Knights do have the advantage there in a straight-up one-on-one fight. Lucifer's got a good amount of reinforcements now coming in there from the side. 2 additional Keshiks. That's going to shift the tide there. And look at that, B. He found the outpost going up and immediately able to burn down with his villagers. It's going to idle a couple of his villagers, but takes down 2 from Lucifer in return.
And even has a horseman pop out, guarantee that horseman just going to utilize its mobility to deny the trade. To just constantly have another attack notification, a constant pain in the side for Lucifer, and that's exactly where a couple of those units are headed that way.
That Lucifer going immediately for the gold again, wants to idle out B completely on the gold. As long as B has no gold, Lucifer is going to be able to further scale ahead when it comes to Knight count. Loses a Knight there.
And the Keshiks are still very much healthy at this point in time. If he gets full denied off of gold, Lucifer can heal up those Keshiks and at the same time maybe get some bounty bonus by burning down the mining camp.
Trading out a scout there for Keshik.
Reinforcements though, all of a sudden build up quite quickly for B. He's got 3 more Knights in queue and gets his first trader kill.
Osman able to take down some of those traders. Looking good. B almost exhausted the deers on the front side there. Does now have a good amount of Royal Knights though. With that, should be able to finally get some match control.
Barely able to escape. Another Royal Knight quite low. Scouts trying to get some body blocking, but able to get back to that secondary TC. And slowly building up this Eco-Villager lead.
So, müssen wir mal gucken hier.
Very even right now between these 2 players. Destruction value though.
Naja, die Franzosen sind wohl ein bisschen stärker als die Mongolen, was das angeht.
Villagers and traders have a fundamental difference here, but B is starting to stack up that Vill lead. And will need to
Lucifer macht auf jeden Fall ein bisschen mehr Gold aktuell.
Ooh, a Knight is on the ground there, always
mehr Holz,
a loss that you hate
aber
to see.
Weniger Food. No.
Oh, able to take down another trader there, able to take down the Keshik, and now running away again. Yeah, being on the retreat is never really too fun. Oh, catching the villagers.
He hasn't quite realized yet, I don't think.
Oh, at the same time, Lucifron
on the other
on the goal.
side.
Both of these players just so active on the map. It's very hard for either of them to fully react to all of the sides. But in the end, I think B here takes a better trade.
Yeah, and another knight splits off.
Absolut unklar, ne? Wo die überall gleichzeitig sein können, ne? Also da fliegt er das Gehirn weg.
Textiles, though, is so fundamental during these fights.
Yeah, Lucifron not losing as many villagers as he probably should have there. Yeah, that's a huge eco difference out right now. Almost 20 economy units.
Yeah, by the end of it, you can see the kill difference, 13-2. Huge pickups for B here. The second TC definitely going to have paid off at this point, and trade is not going to be the easiest now that his knight number is climbing and climbing
das wird erstmal ein bisschen verlieren, ne? Ja.
3 knights though thrown down the drain.
Die kann das auch gleich noch verlieren.
Oh, that hurts to see. That definitely hurts to see.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like B, he's able to take these inferior trades as he's still taking down eco behind all of it here from Lucifron.
Yeah, this is where being the French, you always want to be fighting on your
Ja, aktuell ist Lucifron ein bisschen Vorteil, ne?
But it's not seeming like he's going to be sending those Keshiks
also was das Essen angeht,
too
ne?
much longer with this many knights. Another Keshik should go down here. Yep.
Charge coming in. Yep. Goes down. And B, he still has units over here.
Nicht so gut. Lucifron ist ein bisschen
so many traders have gone down. Look at that, 17 eco units so
ja,
far
jetzt
killed here by B.
I feel like Lucifron's been at the same eco number for the past 3 minutes or so. Just B constantly killing eco unit after eco unit. Yes, like you said, he's lost some knights along the way, but the trades are still beneficial. He circles back again. There's 5 trade. I mean, this is like what we see killing the villagers, but oh no, on the other side, B's berries are getting slaughtered.
Both players just going for each other's bases right now, taking down the economy here. It is such a hectic game here right now. And it's purely knights.
Ja,
from
der schlägt
either
den
side.
mitten in die Ökonomie rein, ne?
Feels like a French mirror matchup over here.
Oh no, the food economy from B. There's a lot of villagers there on the top side.
Oh,
okay.
There's no scouting. B. Oh no!
Yeah.
There's so many Keshiks here. This is gonna make this eco lead just absolutely get wiped away and equalize somewhat.
They're still taking down so many units here behind that. B actually able to survive with a lot of villagers. Probably not taking as many losses as he should have there.
Yeah, had a lot of knights, I guess, somewhat close, able to reinforce. The Keshiks have to choose then. Are they going to take the damage from the knights, or are they going to kill the, or are they going to take the trade against the lower health knights? And a lot of villagers do escape, and B is still up about 25 villagers.
Yeah, chat's already mentioning it. Absolute shout out to Vodka being able to actually keep up with this incredible madness going on here right now. So much action going on all of these sides. And more raids happening here.
Da fliegt doch schon der Kopf weg beim Zugucken, ne?
Lucifron completely off gold. He doesn't have any more gold for Keshiks. Nothing in the bank.
And he's running out of food under his town center. We just saw him starting to run low. He's over on those deer that we saw the outpost get crushed at. But there's like 2 traders left out on the map. And Lucifron,
Gold ist jetzt ein Problem.
It's just continually falling over and over and over again. Be investing in the walls as well. He's everywhere.
Food economy again. Oh no. Lucifron's not noticed yet. Now he does. So many villagers already gone down.
And look at B. He can build walls. The vital difference between their civilization. If he can get these walls up and secured, this is so much food, so much gold, and basically so much APM that he saves for himself.
Right now, B doubling, almost doubling the population from Lucifron, doubling the eco pop as well. It feels like there's no way back for Lucifron in this one.
No, at this point, not a chance. B is just going to always be able to outproduce, and they're basically building the same unit, but B's outclasses the other unit.
It is a little bit more expensive. Lucifron has a good ball here, but his economy at home is completely in shambles. B doubling his food income, and more than like quadrupling the gold income here.
He's just sitting under the TC. He's idling all of these villagers, taking down more of the villagers. The last couple sheep that are alive under the TC, not going to be able to get gathered from.
Behind that, B also going for farm transition. Once again, Knight on the food economy. It's a goal that Lucifron's really struggling on right now.
Keshiks, though, they're going to heal up from burning down those walls. That is one of the nice benefits of seeing your opponents build walls that you can't have, is it gives your unit some extra strength.
Asking why there are no spearmen out right now. Spearmen are just not mobile enough. When there's only knights in play, you cannot really make spearmen, especially for
Does that Keshik
Mongols.
out heal? No, it doesn't.
Nah, imagine if it did. If it just was able to stay there infinitely. That did manage to. Oh, a lot of villagers actually went down there.
But finally, B are starting to respect this ball that Lucifron has,
Total
sending a
schlecht
big
gemacht.
night mass up to the northern side, taking these trades. And Lucifron still cannot eclipse 50 eco units.
I wanted to get at is, as the Mongols, you want to have like your trade economy, and spearmen just aren't fast enough to protect the entire trade line. That's the main issue for them here. Lucifron, he still has a good lead when it comes to the Keshik numbers here, but it's just every time the army are they're just so split, so far split apart. Like you never really have these one big engagements here.
And more walls being built. As you mentioned, the farming transition getting somewhat finished up for 3DB. And as French, like, if you are able to get through your farm transition, still continually keep up this pressure, but a fight comes in, Keshik's diving in. The gold mine makes it to where half of these knights aren't able to trade on in. Lucifron, he definitely planned that, he definitely knew it, but I still don't see too many green knights on the ground.
Ja, die sind erheblich stärker, ne?
B, he did get the chivalry upgrade, so if he's able to get out there, these knights can heal up again passively. A couple though are taken down with the charge. He's committing to a fight here, which he definitely shouldn't. He's going back to the TC. Support fire from the TC, then he can potentially take this fight. Behind it though, Lucifron actually aging up with the Kurultai. Really doesn't want to take this fight now.
Yeah, I mean, going up throughout all of this pressure, throughout all of this craziness, he's behind an eco, but he doesn't care.
He's completely sacrificed his wood income behind
Berliner, Grüße.
Yeah, wood income at 0. Trade is going to get demolished again. B taking some trades, falling back. It basically was one knight for 2 Keshiks. Always gonna take that benefit.
There's more knights and Keshiks out now.
And B has walls fully secured, so even if Castle Age comes out, Lucifron can get up.
Ja, B ist auf jeden Fall im Vorteil.
To counter this out, he sees it.
Erheblich im
Another
Vorteil.
group of knights like he has been doing this whole game, idling out more eco, and then pulling back to regroup.
Veterancy on the Keshiks coming in. It's gonna take a little bit until that finishes up.
Der Stream ist der Twitch-Stream. Der ist noch verfügbar. Ich guck den einfach nur an und gucken wir mal an, was da so passiert ist.
And as you said, he's right on top of those villagers. They're circling around the TC, just trying to run. A couple of reinforcing Keshiks are getting killed out too while their numbers are thin. And then right when the mass comes back in, B just runs back away with that split off group.
So tough to really nail down any of these units here from B. And now behind that, he's going up with the Royal Institute. He's up to 2k food per minute.
Nee, keine Ahnung. Nicht spoilern, bitte.
Trades on his side, actually taking some great trades against Keshiks. Got about 10 Royal Knights against 4 Keshiks. Should be able to clean those up, and clean those up he does. And Lucifron is getting cleaned up too. Game number 3 goes over to 3DB.
And with that, the French win against the Mongols here. Not the scenario that we usually see in this matchup, but that's Empire Wars for you. Take the normal timings and throws it all out the windows. With that,
das habe ich mir auch gerade so gedacht.
2-1 here against Lucifron.
Ja, okay. Ja, haben wir gesehen, was passiert ist. Spur mal ein
This is
Stück.
one that you immediately think like, all right, Canal, Delhi can have that like extra benefit with their fishing boats that are able to fire.
Kanal, Daily Sultanat,
really
kenne ich gar nicht.
If you mention,
Die kenne ich gar nicht. Selber noch nie gespielt und auch nicht gegen die gespielt.
things about
Kann ich gar nichts zu sagen. Gar nicht. Nochmal ein Stück zurück.
Exactly, and here we go into our game number 4.
Ja.
Starting off with Luciferon in the color blue here. Immediately walking forward with
Da
the
bin ich
couple
mir zu
of villagers.
100%
We're in
sicher,
a
dass
deli
Deli
mirror
gewinnt.
here on Canal. On the opposite side, we got 3DB with the color green, and look at that, also pulling a couple of villagers here. Just Amiga 5 from both sides here. We're playing Empire Wars. It's all relative, right? And it's a lot. Wait, actually, Luciferon also pulling the scholars out. That is all right. Okay, that's interesting.
So the scouts are about to see.
Ja, ich eben gar nicht, ne? Hab's noch nie gespielt, noch nie dagegen gespielt.
He's like, oh, good, I have a villager lead. Oh wait, nope, there's a 5th one. Oh, and there's 3 scholars. Uh-oh. I did not bring my scholars. You can see he's building.
Interesting technology. There's an interesting technology in
Okay,
the
die
dock where
bauen
you're
einen
actually able to
Übergang.
put your scholars inside the dock and get the bonus research time. So this might potentially be a play here from either of these players. And look at that, Luciferon pulling a villager. He wants to get a wall up there. If he gets that wall up, he could deny the fishing from B completely. But B putting down wanted to put down a second dock. Ah, that hurts. He actually had to delete two of his shoreline fish there to get that up. And now an outpost coming up as well.
He pulls the villagers. We are going to see this micro war, but it's 2
Zack,
scholars
war der
versus
Outpost weg.
3. And B, he's going to be outnumbered here. He can't take this fight. Scholars are going to be microed back, healing up the villagers.
Ship though. The first ship is going to be coming out here soon. That could make a difference.
Das kommt als erstes Schiff raus.
Make sure the outpost doesn't come up too healthy. The first ship's out. Starts attacking a villager. But look at the healing. It heals just so much. The 5th villager coming to try to help burn down the outpost. But the outpost is going to go up. It's going to be able to get healed up. And the scholars, they're still there. They're going to jump inside.
But the scholars from B able to heal as well.
Das wird schwierig, ja.
It's getting out healed. The villagers are on Luciferon's side doesn't get healed anymore. He jumps inside the outpost. Demo!
Oh, huge!
All right. Well, this game might be over before it even begins.
Oh my god, you think you're safe? Well, you're not. And with that, the outpost gets taken down.
You look away for a split second, and that is just where a game can flip upside down so quickly. It's not quite over, but that big of a deficit this early hurts.
What a demo connection there. 4B able to take down so many villagers, and that was just so much damage coming out there. Luciferon, though, he's the first one out there with a military ship. No demo ship again from B in the queue here.
Ist schon verrückt, ja.
I have to wait and see with what B is going to be pulling
Vor allen Dingen,
out
was
here
die als
on water. He wants to
Multimanagement
get
machen
back on
können,
it.
ey, meine Fresse.
Now the thing about B though, he does have
Oder Micro,
have
wie
a
man
fishing
sagt.
mode out for support. Those can help out quite a bit with healing them up, healing up their adversaries or hitting their opponent. And so this is really where B we saw in the other hybrid map not really respect the land military at all, but on this one he's not making that mistake.
Ich denke, die ersten 3 Minuten, die werden hier relativ viel
I'm gonna guess that some walls are gonna be coming down as well.
ausgemacht haben für den gesamten Spielverlauf,
It's a
ne?
dangerous position for
mir das hier so
Luciferon, right?
angucke.
Like he's in between 2 docks. Demo ships, it's gonna only give him a little bit of reaction time to react to them, and look at that.
Na, holt Schiff zurück.
There's the devil, and
You just knew exactly what was gonna come, and as you say that, B pushes up with his
oh, that goes
next
both,
fishing ship. A demo pops out. The Springles are just going to be trading. The fishing ship, though, it's barely healing up the Springle ship, and it's not healing it enough. And B loses not only the Springle ship, but also...
the dock.
Well, he's going to lose his dock now, too. Demo's ships trades out. Luciferon has 2 demos just ready and waiting. He might... Oh, villagers! Oh, no. Oh, don't do it to us. Don't do it to us. Okay.
No, Wonks.
Oh, somehow the archer ship went down, and B's just gonna immediately replace that dock.
I think the scouts
Alright.
burnt down the archer ship.
Yeah, must have been amazing. And now Gazi Raid is coming out, but B already has some spearmen out. Another Bagler coming out, not going to be able to kill a villager, and looks like B actually got the emplacement on his docks.
Yeah, and not only is he going to have that one emplacement, you can see how much stone he has in the bank. I wouldn't even be surprised to see him drop a secondary TC at some point with how much stone he has.
It could be. I mean, that is a lot of stone. What's he going to use it for? Next thing that he could use it for would be in Castle Age for keeps. It's going to be a while until that. And now second emplacement is going to be coming out. Bunch of demos, though, once again being in queue here for Lucifron. Has to be careful. If he loses that Bagla there, he's just going to be able to repair the dock.
Yeah, exactly. And his villagers, they're not too far away. They're actually on that wood line directly to the south, so they're able to kind of regroup. And there's spears there protecting the villagers, so if the Ghazi Raiders come, he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Emplacements out there.
The emplacements with double emplacements on that, as far as defense goes, it's just so much damage. And oh no, I saw the villagers coming. I just immediately had some deja vu.
Hat die Karte nicht so viel zu bieten, oder was?
Demo to kill down the Springled ship.
Eine richtige Ökonomie hier aufzubauen.
Yeah, players repairing the docks, and right now B.
Oder macht das keinen Sinn hier mit dem Fluss? Wasser.
Oh, that is absolutely terrible right now for Lucifron.
Caster curse.
Oh my lord.
You can see the movement for the sacred sites is already
Ich muss nochmal zurückspulen, ja. Was da passiert ist, ich habe das gar nicht so wahrgenommen.
His villagers, they're not too far away. They're actually on that wood line directly to the south, so they're able to kind of regroup. And there's spears there protecting the villagers, so if the Ghazi Raiders come, he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Tja, Trommel die Wumms.
Oh
Jetzt kommt er raus hinten, ja.
Emplacements with double emplacements on that, as far as defense goes, it's just so much damage. And oh no, I saw the villagers coming. I just immediately had some deja vu, but just blows up the demo to kill down the Springled ship.
Yeah, and both players repairing the docks, and right now
zack.
Again! Oh god!
Oh, that is absolutely terrible right now for Lucifron.
Caster curse.
Oh my lord.
You can see the movement for the sacred sites is already starting. Lucifron, first one to secure up a sacred site for himself. He has a demo pop out, hasn't done anything with the demo, and is able to at least barely
nach hinten gelegt, ne? Und dann
before going down.
ist nichts mehr mit Verteidigung da. Der Ronks.
That's poor Bagla. Oh, maybe not so poor. Able to make its way out.
Yeah, he's fine. He's like, all right, I'm out. The Springled
next
off at all. Like, it's just gonna be repaired, right? Like,
ja, sehen schon, was du machen kannst.
Don't really do anything.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a good amount of damage that he's or a good amount of resources that he's investing into it that just hasn't gotten a ton of return. He finally is able to put the dock on fire, but he still doesn't even have the Springled ship killed yet.
Oh, actually, the Bagla there, kind of huge, being able to pull it in the front there. He takes damage on the Bagla, but he's able to defend the dock. Okay, now both are going on. Oh no.
Ja, jetzt erstmal
This
Schlacht, ne?
dock, it's somehow still alive, but the dock on the other side for Lucifron, it's finally on fire. Villagers pulled back from B. He's gonna just build another dock, and Lucifron's dock, though, it will get denied. That's all the fishing that he invested into. That's all the water now that B
Ja, da muss man Fokus halt dahin setzen, ne?
Springled ships, but instead he can start making fishing ships.
Zack, das
That has
war's.
been an absolutely wild ride here.
And
Oh, two
scholars inside! Oh, we didn't even think about the scholars. That's the even bigger pickup.
Eigentlich müsste es sofort neu bauen, ne?
Yeah, look at that. B, he's up almost 10
Ja, das hat B für uns besser gemacht. Der hat direkt wieder neu hingebaut. Ja.
Yeah, that's GG. Very, very deserved GG. Wow. Wow, what a game that we have here. And with, I mean, now B is going to be on match point here. It's going to be 3-1 here in this set. Very early on, and this one has been an absolutely chaotic game. Look at that villager count there. We just see those demos getting so much value. Wow.
You mentioned
so, jetzt bin ich auch schon ein bisschen müde. Und nochmal zurück.
And we weren't paying attention because you don't see the scholar production a lot at home. He's putting them into Domon was able to secure the first sacred site. You mentioned it at the end. All of a sudden you looked and we weren't paying attention because you don't see the scholar production a lot at home. He's putting them in.
Okay.
They would have been coming through so fast. And not only that, if any all-in happens, he's pulling those scholars. He's pulling the boys.
Gulischen Höhen.
Maybe Mongol goes out and all of a sudden you're able to into game number 5.
All right. Any second.
Heute vielleicht, wenn er mit Hack angucken sollen, ey.
The English mirror that we've been
Nicht
waiting
nachts,
for
2
in
von 1.
Mongolian Heights.
Not the English mirror we needed, not the English mirror we deserved, but the English mirror that we got. Here we go, Mongolian Heights. We got Lucifron, once again the color blue, playing as, you guessed it, the English. And then on the other side, B in the green, also playing as the English. And start off with the dog here from 2 sides.
This was actually pretty close for Lucifron to be able to scout out the dock. Those are English villagers, and you can start shooting. And he honestly would have been pretty close to being able to deny the dock for B if he had seen it immediately, but instead just able to secure the dock. Bringing 2 villagers doesn't feel too bad either, because you're able to just gather that shoreline fish. It's some great economic resources for you.
Yeah, B, the first one to click up here somehow, and Lucifron's still quite a bit ahead. What's another? Oh, another dock. B there.
Yeah, very, very far out, very far away from Lucifron's base as well. So just kind of one of these that you're like, hey, hopefully you don't scout it. And if you do scout it, it takes a while to get over there, but
Ich spiele eigentlich bis jetzt nur die römischen.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very different one. Not just that, but Lucifron, he also went for the very early wheelbarrow. That's why he's so much later.
Ich bin sogar noch an der Kampagne zum Spielen. Ich habe erst vor 2 Monaten wieder angefangen.
20, 30 seconds maybe behind an age up. But yeah, we see an Abbey of Kings here coming out, and that means we're gonna be seeing some cavalry units out on the field. At the same time, though, that means that
die Deutschen.
he's not going to be instantly having access to archers, to longbows, and longbows.
Das ist das Roman Empire, heißt es doch, glaube ich, oder?
Make a big difference when it comes to being able to take control over water, because the longbows, they have 7 tiles of range. Normal archers only have 5 tiles.
Ja,
of range, right?
naja, das Schöne ist, in dieser Welt gibt es nicht nur diese Spiele, ne? Es gibt auch noch ein paar andere Spiele, die auch Spaß machen. Das Problem ist, wenn du sowas richtig erfolgreich spielen willst, musst du so viel Zeit rein investieren, dass du eigentlich nichts anderes mehr machen kannst im Leben.
Should expect the council hall, and that is what B decided to do. And a little bit later on the wheelbarrow coming in for B, most important economic upgrade for the English civilization for sure.
Ja, das ist deutsche Volk, richtig.
And Lucifron both immediately got a Hulk in their queue. Lucifron also with that knight.
Mit einem rheinischen
With the
Priester.
king in the queue from the Abbey of Kings. Immediately seeing 2 longbows in the queue as well. So it's going to be action here very soon as the first Hulk is just now getting out. There we go.
Zack, geht schon wieder nur ums Wasser, wa?
Immediately going on the villager here.
Lass mich raten, 3DB. Wobei Lucifron hat jetzt einen riesengroßen Vorteil, der weiß, wo er den Fokus drauf legen muss, ne? Du musst halt nur aufpassen, dass er den Fokus beim Rest dann nicht außer Acht lässt. Oder vergisst.
Oh, but doesn't react with his own villager.
Almost loses it, and there we go, demo ship. Lucifron, he's been so on top of the game here so far when it comes to all of these demo ships, and once again,
Ja,
able
rein
to get a
damit.
good connection here very likely. He's body blocking the fishing ship actually from repairing.
Ja, das wird schwierig jetzt. Na los, komm, hau das Ding
There we
rein.
go.
Oh, and there's the galley that came out, able to get on top of the sprinkled ship, and it doesn't get killed. 3DB with the micro.
There's also some longbows just dishing out a little bit of damage here and there. And now the demo ship from B.
Ja,
Huge value been found there. Wow.
Where's
B
the
able to
king?
keep his
The king, though, on the back
hands
line.
on the gold. All right. With that gold, it's going to be completely denied for now.
No villager kills, though, yet by Lucifron. B was able to pick up, I think, 2 throughout all that.
oh, zack, waren ja 4 Minuten
He
weg.
killed one of the fishing ships. He killed one of the villagers there immediately on the dock. Now another Hulk has come out. Has to be careful about his galley though. Galley gets taken down here. And with that, once again, demo ships can come in.
Wie kann das sein, dass der König so schwach ist, ey?
Villager on the backside getting focused down by some scouts. The demo pops in and B reacts a little late. The sprinkled barely gets out of the range and he's able to pick up the one on the other side.
Das ist besser, B, ne?
Huge
Kommt besser
trades
ran
by 3DB.
an die Schiffe.
And behind all of that, he's got another dock.
Mikromanagement macht das schon ein bisschen
He
besser.
could go on fishing ships there. He has one fishing ship there. Doesn't invest too much in there right now. He really wants to secure the water here. Lucifron, he's got that king out. He's getting some damage in there, but I feel like he needs to think of something else if he wants to take back water.
His scout even was able to pick up an additional villager behind it. The longbow number, it's not quite to the scary point we're at, but it's not like it's been thinned out to where it's at 2 or 3 as Lucifron, he still only has the king out on his side, getting some economic upgrades behind this and heading in towards the wood line.
Lucifron now on the wood lines, able to deny some of the wood.
But B's doing the same, and he's actually going to be able to kill some vills here because he's got those 6 longbows, 2-shot villagers over. And there's the double stables, though.
B already having some
B hat
They're still on the way on the
Eier, ne?
side from him, though. They're trying to defend the wood line, so these longbows could be in danger here. If Lucifron gets some of these, horsemen out.
Einfach nur
Maybe
den Wille
these are at the
gebrochen.
point where he's just kind of thinking of these.
Na gut,
as
Lucifron hat
some
jetzt einen Fehler
throwaway
gemacht, ne? Der hat sich
longbows,
jetzt wirklich darauf fokussiert, dort
where,
oben
you know,
im
get
Wasser
another couple villager killer to get some
Sachen zu
more idle
machen.
time, and behind this, he's gonna have the water. He just denied
Hat aber so wie
dock
ich die Sache
fully
ja
on the
sehr
other side.
vergessen,
Start investing into some fishing.
weiter hinten
Horsemen
ein
kiting
bisschen was
back, and,
aufzubauen
this is where the Abbey. You feel good
für die
about getting those
Fischerei.
trades with the horsemen, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's gonna be 2 low health horsemen. No, it's not. That's gonna be 2 full health horsemen.
Loses one, though.
One.
Ooh.
It's gonna be 1 full health horseman.
Yeah, the other one, though, he's going to get
Yeah.
full use out of that one. Spearmen now making their way across, though. Lucifron, once again, with that great micro, could be able to deny the gold again. The king always being able to heal himself up there. He's been on that side from B the entire time. Just causing havoc there in the economy.
Finally, we see the horseman number be enough to go in on the longbows. Spearman comes in reinforcements. Lucifron pushes back by. This is the point, though, that if the second spearman arrives, Lucifron cannot take this fight any longer.
Oh, there are more horsemen, though. And once again, able to keep that one with very low HP alive and gonna heal that one up. That was a great fight here for Lucifron. Look at him microing, not fighting against the spearman. Some players might want to like overpower the spearman with the horseman count, not Lucifron. Managing to micro it down, get all of the longbowmen out there, and now healing 3 of them up again. And behind that, he's going up to the next stage.
He's going up to the next stage. 3DB, though, doesn't
Ob
look
das
like
jetzt
he's
ein
too far
guter
behind.
Fight
He's
war für
about
Lucifron?
halfway when it comes to resources, but what he has in his advantage is the extra eco. He's got 10 extra economy already. Actually decides to spend some gold, so isn't quite saving up for castle, just has a ton of food income coming in the bank with the fishing ships he
Ja, da
has
braucht
and
halt
the farms.
Militär jetzt, ne? Attacke.
I mean, you don't really rush villagers with spearmen from the English, so being Lucifer in theory able to pull the short bows there. And now we see some raids going over the other side there.
Oh,
longbows.
longbows across the scout. Lucifer hasn't reacted yet.
Das checkt er wahrscheinlich gar nicht, ne? Naja.
Oh no.
Jetzt.
He finally
Now.
sees it, and what is that, 4 or 5 villagers on the ground after already taking a good amount of damage?
Das war gut gemacht.
Ooh,
Wobei ich
behind that
mal
B,
behaupte, dass es nicht
he's
so
got
geplant
a
war,
17
sich dahin zu stellen.
lead there right now with the fishing. This army consistent of infantry does have enough spearmen, and Lucifron going into cavalry here. Oh, he's gonna be completely. Never mind. He does have gold. He does have gold with the landmark, so he's gonna have gold access still.
Still, this feels so bad. You're going into more cavalry, and B, he can just keep making spears, play this defensive English game, I feel
Ja,
like.
da
and
muss von den Sperren dort weg.
give yourself a couple seconds, and B's going to be Castle Age, equalizing the techs, and Lucifer not even able to
Das
take
ist
some
eine
good
große
trades with
Gruppe
the
rein,
cavalry he
Siedler,
does
ne? Ist
have.
auch nicht so sauber.
This is
Tut
a
ein bisschen
very rough
weh.
matchup for Lucifron here right now. Still, he is in Castle Age. He does have that second TC going for him. But he's also very far behind an army. It's going to be very tough for him to come back in this one. Let's have some knights here in the back, though. 2 spearmen are not going to be enough. He even gets a charge out. Race not happening in time, and with that, going to be able to clear out once again a couple of the units here.
B, though, has been able to idle out a significant amount of these farms, which might not mean much if Lucifron had control of water, but he doesn't. So he's had to build a whole new set of farms behind this. He's having to go on to other sorts of food resources. And I mean, this is a lot of denial, a lot of idle time, and B still behind this. Tons of resources in the bank. He should be able to get up to castle in the next couple seconds.
All knights still in production, but yeah, 20 spearmen out. That is a lot. That is a lot of spearmen, a lot of infantry out right now. He only needs a little bit more gold to be able to click up himself, and he has units on either side from Lucifer in space here. it is very tough for Lucifron to really get onto resources here behind this.
Oh, he's on top of the wood line. He spots where one of the wood lines that Lucifron remacroed over to, and immediately you can see where the other little green blob is coming towards. It's going to be right towards those knights, right towards those reinforcing units. I think, yep, there it is. The King's Palace, 18 villagers. B just needs to age up, get veterancy on his longbows, veterancy on his spears, and it's over.
Usually in English mirrors, whoever is able to like get out a lot of men-at-arms tends to win the set here, or rather tends to win the series. Not the series, the game. Lots of men-at-arms win you the game in an English mirror. Neither player though, so far, have gone into men-at-arms, and now, actually, this could probably be the best time for Lucifron to fight.
Fährt in die Sperre zu rennen. Na gut, er hatte keine andere Wahl, ne?
He was trying to micro back the low health knights as they took damage to heal under the Abbey, and I mean the nitrates, they're going pretty well for him considering how much he's outnumbered. But this is where the spears, they're able to close the distance. He takes the fight before the upgrades come through, and even still Lucifron losing the fight. But this is the best fight he could take, and this might just be the series.
Yeah, he has no more military left, and now, man, what a clean game here so far from B. Like, these last couple of games, they've been so chaotic, so absolutely messy. And B, he just takes it so convincingly in like the last two games here. In the Delhi mirror, in the English mirror. That is...
Ja, es war eindeutig mal direkt gemerkt, ne, wo das Wasser hatte.
It took a while on that one. Well, all of a sudden, Lucifron looks away for just a split second on two different maps and ends up losing by him to Subready for y'all. So
next. Basin oder Tempi hier? Na, was kommt jetzt?
Archery or crossbow was widely used by the French, especially during the 100 Years' War and the Crucible.
Okay, wir machen eine Pause. Pause überspringen wir. Na komm. Was hab ich denn für Haustiere hier? Nee, kenne ich nicht.
Archers.
Ich wollte eigentlich selber spielen heute Abend und dann habe ich gesehen, ach ja, ist ja Meisterschaft. Meisterschaft, ne? Und dachte, ach ja, guckst du mal rein, wie die das so spielen, ne? Wenn du dir so ein paar von den Spielern anguckst, dann lernst du ja wahrscheinlich auch am meisten. Ich komme noch aus einer ganz alten Siedlergeneration.
We are back. Hopefully you got your snacks. Hopefully you got everything you needed to watch this.
Look at that. We're starting off with Mali.
Okay. Ach so, das ist jemand anders jetzt.
And might not really get that same payoff because
ach, deswegen. Alles klar, weil der 4:1 verloren hatte, ne? Dass er es nicht mehr aufhören konnte, deswegen Best of 7.
So, yeah, when you go for men to go up for their own feudalation, then they just pump out a couple Musafadi warriors.
That forces the
1 bis 3 eigentlich.
But the thing is you might not have to. Playing as Mali and Vortex in the blue, playing as the English on Basin.
Ja, Best of 7, ich hab's gerade mitgekriegt.
Here we go. Both players actually opening up with a
das ist eben dann klar, wenn man das dann sieht und denkt so, hey, warum ist jetzt vorbei? Ach ja, alles klar. Ich hab das vorher gar nicht so wahrgenommen.
Also, Vortex opening up with his own barracks. So it is going to be that early man-at-arms push that we're going to be seeing. Also, not just
ich habe uns tatsächlich für einen Moment mal gedacht, ja, mal gucken, wie er verliert 6:1, aber ja.
Outpost maybe, like
ja,
with
Best
those
of 7.
man-at-arms could be happening here.
Yeah, so it does tend to play into exactly what I've expected against Mali. Having Mali start with a full set of houses.
Ja, Vortex habe ich glaube ich schon mal gehört.
Villagers, it's just too strong for them. Plain and simple, you have to find a way to deny some of that passive resources, and that's where you'll see it now. Vortex, he's found out where that initial pit mine is. He's going to try to get over there, obviously, not only with the men in arms, but the villagers as well, get an outpost, deny the whole pit mine, deny the houses around it, and forget what we were talking
Ja,
about.
ich
when
bin schon
needing the
etwas
extra
älter
torches.
Generation,
You
ne?
got those
Als
'cause you
ich mit
brought
Siedler
3
angefangen habe,
villagers
da war
instead
ich
of 1.
18.
And not just that, you also got 2
Oh,
scouts
da
that you
kam das
start with
gerade
here, so
raus. Da gab
definitely
es
no
noch
shortage when
DSL,
it comes to
gerade
those
so
torches.
Doppel-ISDN,
Outposts already
DSL.
getting dropped, and look
It's
at that, the
double
2 gold
gold.
mines. They're close to each other, right next to each other. So if Vortex get this outpost up, it's gonna immediately give him a good position to torch onto the other one. And Marino is pulling villagers, but the man-at-arms is just around the corner.
And not only that, these are English villagers. He could start shooting them with the short bows and kiting them back away if he wanted to. I'm surprised he didn't actually. Could have just gotten some extra free damage if he wanted. But this starts the pit mine burn. And that's the key. You see it here now. First man-at-arms, immediate focus, pit mine. Scout, pit mine. Another man-at-arms, pit mine. It is all about denying the gold generation as fast as
29.
possible. Delay the cow boom. Delay this tempo
Ich habe
that
schon
the
fast
Mali
Siedler
has.
gespielt, da warst du noch nicht mal geboren.
And this is also why the English are just so strong here in Empire Wars. They're starting off with 8 farms immediately, a ton of passive, like, not passive, but like active food that you're getting here, that you're gathering up there. And there's the next one. The next outpost is immediately going to be coming in. Yeah, Marino is going to have a tough start here. He's not going to get a lot of passive gold, and look at that. He's immediately starting to make cattle. He was thinking that he could get some easy gold here early on.
Yeah, was not going to be able to.
Aber ja, Siedler, Siedler Age of Empires 1 und 2 habe ich auch weggesuchtet.
He's going with some javelin throwers to start out. And stables, I'm sure we might get some sofa, maybe some even.
Das Problem war meine Kumpels, gegen die ich das immer gespielt habe, die waren damals halt, was weiß ich, ja, Call of Duty und dieser ganze Schrotz, und jetzt wollten die das immer spielen. Und wenn sich dann jemand für Strategie interessiert hat, dann war das ja immer relativ eindeutig. Da, wo ich bei Call of Duty aufs Maul gekriegt habe, ne, da haben die halt bei Age of Empires bei mir dann aufs Maul bekommen. Aber da kann man nicht darüber sprechen, dass das in irgendeiner Liga war. Ne, in der großen.
And Vortex is able to circle around, sees the pit mine immediately when it
halt
gets
einfach
built,
besser,
and the
ne?
houses are starting to get built around it as well. So at least has the information, might not have a way to deny it. He's sending longbows across. He's got longbow men-at-arms versus that warrior scout javelin thrower.
So far, he just keeps massing up these javelin throws, but it's tough massing javelin throws when you're low on gold, and we can see that right now. He has only 22 gold in the bank. He needs 40 for every single javelin throws. He's just massing up a lot of these warrior scouts right now as well. Warrior scouts don't do any bonus damage until you get into Castle Age, until you get the veterans.
Du hast deinem Vater schon Tipps gegeben mit 3 Jahren?
Ja,
sehr gut, sehr gut.
They only have their base stats going for themselves.
And look at that, a man-at-arms is already over on that eastern gold vein, I think. Yep. He arrives right.
Und dein Papa heute noch Profiliga?
Not only with the villager, but 5 villagers have moved out that way. A javelin thrower reacts, but Vortex, he has more military headed this way to support him. And so wants to have this main focus. It's all about denying Mali's side.
It's going to be a lot of pressure here coming out. Man-at-arms in position, but yeah, that's a lot of javelin throwers out right now. Should pretty much be enough to start one-shotting. I think just one more to be able to one-shot these Lumbermen. And also a thing is that the javelin throwers, they have 1.25 tiles of movement speed compared to the 1.12 from the Lumbermen.
Okay.
So they're quite a bit faster here, able to catch up and take them down. And Vortex going to lose a couple of these Lumbermans here.
Not only the longbowmans, the javelin throwers are able to get some damage on.
Na gut, die haben einen riesen Vorteil, ne? Die können dann halt miteinander trainieren
ordentlich. Every single
ordentlich.
Vortex unit is going to end up taking a decent amount of damage here, just because of the mobility that you were talking about.
2 versus 2 wahrscheinlich auch sehr, sehr stark.
Speed, but obviously the scouts having the greatest movement speed and the ability to heal. So Vortex just says, all right, send the men-at-arms in. Might as well get as much return damage if they're going to end up dying anyways.
Aber wahrscheinlich sind die so um die 20 Jahre rum, hä? Wo du das Makro noch so hinbekommst. Wenn ich mir hier die Geschwindigkeit angucke, gerade in den letzten Spielen vorhin, alter Scheiß.
It feels a little late. You invested into a lot of military, and you lost a lot of that military. You've delayed Mali on the other side quite a bit, but they've still now have like this defensive. They have 12 javelin throwers already. They got 8 warrior scouts. This is like a huge amount of units for Marine Lord, and he's still being able to get pit mines. He's still being able to get that boom going behind this too.
Yeah, getting the second pit mine over there quite big. He didn't have to invest anything so far into this defense here. And I mean, he got the first pit mine completely for free, right, from Empire War, so it's not really like he lost anything, or at least didn't lose anything that he actively invested into. Those 2 pit mines are now gonna be able to supply him with the resource that he needs, and now actually Marine Lord in a position to snipe out any new units coming out here from Vortex as the production building, the barracks is forward.
Yeah,
Das
the
Einzige, was ich
barracks,
mal
it's
Profi
gonna
gespielt
end up
habe,
going down. Not only that, the houses can be pressured. The
das
edge
war
of those
EVE
farms
Online.
can start to be pressured as well. I mean, this is just great where Marine Lord, when you get forced to making units and you've pushed your opponent back, you might as well be doing something with your units, and so that's where he ends up getting great damage out. Barracks has been denied.
I'm surprised we haven't seen the Horseman switch here so far. There has not been a barracks coming out yet. That came out yet from Marine
Was?
Lord.
War das eine Frage oder hast du akustisch nicht verstanden?
Has been produced so far. And having
EVE
this Horseman
Online,
is
EVE
also
Online.
really, really great. Oh, there are. Wait, never mind. That's Marine Lord, right? Yeah, that is Marine Lord's production buildings. So no Horseman yet from Vortex. If Vortex gets Horseman out, they are so great at finding out these production building locations, or rather the location.
Aber nicht
of these
Profi
pit
im
mines
Sinne
out on the
von
map.
irgendwie Ranked oder irgendwas, sondern im Sinne von Geld damit verdienen.
And the Javelins, they're just gonna be able to duck and dive.
EVE Online.
Here.
Krass, du kennst EVE Online nicht. EVE Online ist Sci-Fi, Raumschiff, Handelssimulation. EVE Online ist das größte Blockspiel, was es gibt auf der Welt. Mit den größten Fights aktuell. Der größte Fight war, glaube ich, 6000 Spieler gegeneinander. Gleichzeitig. Auf einer Karte. Ist auch kostenlos. Bis zu einer gewissen Höhe.
But there again, it's the beneficial trades for Marine Lord. He's dealing with this raid at home pretty easily, just with a few more javelin throwers and getting pressure on the 2TC of Vortex. So Vortex hasn't really been able to create an eco lead, and in reality, if you look at how much passive resources,
ja, und das Spiel hat so teilweise RMT-Anteile und da kannst du halt ja Geld im Spiel verdienen sozusagen und das gegen Items tauschen etc. Und wenn du halt wie ich da Händler warst, sehr hoch geskillt. Ich war da quasi der Warlord, nicht der Warlord im Sinne vom Kämpfen, sondern der Warlord im Sinne vom Beliefern der ganzen Kriegsmaschinerie. Aber richtig effektiv konntest du das eigentlich nur machen, wenn du zu zweit warst. Also wirklich real zu zweit.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that the extra wood you can just
quasi
drop
immer
over
2
production
Spieler,
building
mindestens
if you
2
want
Accounts
to go
haben
into
und
anything
dann
different, but
konntest
I mean, I feel like
richtig
so
gute
far just
Handelssimulationen machen.
so strong when you get that imported armor and you have so much food coming in from your Grand Fulani cow boom.
Right, so as soon as Marine Lord gets that Grand Fulani up, it's gonna be like he's getting an additional 30 villagers immediately worth of food income, just with that cow boom. Vortex, he's gonna go for the King's Palace, so he's gonna need a little bit of time to get an even kind of income through villagers. And even then, like the villagers, they take up population space.
Hier ist auf jeden Fall nicht so viel Scharmützelzeug, ne?
Right now, Marine Lord, he still has what feels like the superior army. It's gonna be very difficult here for Vortex to push out. Maybe it's gonna be a Man-at-Arms play with the upgrade Man-at-Arms.
I mean, yeah, like you said, I feel like the Marine Lord army, it's the army that you can dive TCs, you can dive the English base, and it doesn't really matter because it's javelin throwers, especially once you get some upgrades and castle ages through. And I mean, I feel like it's going to be hard for Vortex to actually become fully online. These farms to the east, he hasn't been on for like the whole entire game. He's been on the
ja, Pro-Spielen, das nützt ja halt nur was, wenn du wirklich davon leben kannst, ne? Egal wie viel es erstmal ist. Aber ich vergleiche das dann immer, egal wie gut man ist, ne? Das soll jetzt keine Bewertung sein. Aber ich habe ja auch ein paar Bekannte, die Twitch-Streamer sind und natürlich auch davon leben konnten, teilweise mal. Aber man muss schon immer die Frage stellen, macht das Sinn? Natürlich, klar. Spiele Spaß, spielst du dich dann blöd mit solchen Spielen, dass du keinen Bock mehr darauf hast. 8 Stunden jeden Tag, das ist schon auch anstrengend. Ne? Das ist nicht unbedingt das. Manchmal ist es besser, 8 Stunden auf Arbeit zu gehen einfach. Und in diesen 8 Stunden einfach Geld zu verdienen und abends seine 2 Stunden Casual Gaming zu machen, um Spielspaß zu haben. Und dann trotzdem noch 1.000 € im Monat vielleicht mehr zu verdienen, ne? Egal ob das jetzt brutto oder netto ist, mal dahingestellt, ne? Sehr oft ist es besser investierte Zeit, ein Studium zu machen, einen ordentlichen Job zu haben, ordentlich Geld zu verdienen und dann von mir aus das ganze Wochenende durchzuzocken, wenn du keine Familie hast. Mit einem ordentlichen High-End-Rechner, der da Spaß macht und 240 Frames durchballert in so einem Spiel hier.
You definitely want to know that before taking fights, but look at this trade already. He's getting a good amount of the spears dead, although doesn't matter super significantly. He's still taking some decent trades.
Ja. Ja, ich sag mal, vor 5 Jahren war es noch ein bisschen einfacher, ne, als jetzt. Ich streame auch einfach nur nebenbei so ein bisschen. Wenn ich zock halt eben nicht jeden Tag, kommt doch drauf an, wenn es meine Kumpels online sind und ich mit denen zusammenspiele. Da ist es manchmal so, die arbeiten alle zusammen in einem Unternehmen, ne, und wenn die abends miteinander sprechen, da sprechen die halt eben auch manchmal über Firmenzeug. Da fragen die schon immer vorher, ja, ist das Stream an oder irgendwas. Da ist mir es aber wichtiger, mit denen zu spielen, als zu streamen, weil ich die eben auch im Real Life kenne, schon seit teilweise 30 Jahren.
Once again, outpost out in the middle, but
und wir auch tagtäglich miteinander spielen nahezu. Allerdings hier kein Age of Empires.
He immediately has to fall back. Vortex immediately starting to run away, and just too many units, reinforcements on the way. Marine Lord, he might just choose to continue to pressure this, continue to take this dive, even under the TC fire.
That's the network of castles now, though. That means the Longbowmen are going to be firing quite a bit quicker, but Vortex still doesn't want to take this engagement yet. Doesn't have the army count.
Was meinst du im zweiten Teil von Age of Empires oder was?
Military units out in the field, and that's what's like one of the great strengths of Mali, being able to completely flood your opponent with military units.
Food per minute compared to Vortex just now got up to 1,400 because he built another set of farms, but you can just see how online this Mali economy got earlier than English, and it's just the tempo's too much right now. He's just gonna burn down the TCs. He doesn't even need the Rams. He got siege engineering. Just, why build the Rams? He has enough units.
And the Rams are gonna be there to also annoy the military units, because what he's gonna need to pull some military units or villagers in order to take care of the Rams. And there we go. Rams are getting built now. And look at that Vortex. He doesn't have a lot of leeway when it comes to populating space. If these 4 houses get taken down, he's gonna be immediately pop capped.
I mean,
da mal ein bisschen Gas geben.
I feel like he's about to be pop capped at 200 just with how many military units he's producing. It's 65 villagers, but he's already about to hit triple digits on the military.
Now the Rams are going to be coming in. Vortex is still producing a lot of units.
Achso, er will die Türme wegmachen.
Warriors out right now and 40 Javelin throwers.
And look at what he focuses right off the bat. It's the production. It's going to be even harder for Vortex to stabilize if he can't have production.
Kommt das Ding oben rein, ne?
Network of castles once again activates, but the flood is in. So many units out here for Marine Lord.
Den zweiten noch oben rein und dann
It's going to be nearly
Abriss.
impossible here for Vortex to hold this. Still falling back more and more, but the longer he falls back, like, he's not going to be able to mass up as quickly as Marine Lord is able to reinforce this.
He finally is starting to get a bigger queue. Has about 10 units in queue. That's the first time I've really seen that from Vortex.
Ja, jetzt so ordentlich, ne?
He's only dropped to 90 units during this time out, and it's just Vortex taking damage, and Marine Lord is just looking like his numbers are steady and staying where they're at.
In such a huge mass, he definitely needs siege in this one, but no siege workshop out from Vortex, no siege in the queue, and he doesn't have the wood for any siege as well. 30 military units versus 92, and the army count from Vortex is falling further and further behind.
And game number 1 goes over to Marine Lord. Just shows that Mali tempo, shows that Cow Boom paying off. And
krass, wie schnell der jetzt aufgebaut hat hier, ne? Ja, Destiny habe ich selber gar nicht gespielt. Destiny lief bei mir in eine Zeit rein, wo ich militärisch sehr stark gebunden war.
It's
Also
so
real
deceptive because
militärisch.
the Malians behind that, they got the cattle. So they got like an invisible 30 villager on top of that, on top of what you see. Take a look at.
Because of how number one its Marine Lord was producing, just dropped a ton of production, and cool. Just the
If you look at the military count, just an absolutely insane climb.
almost goes to vertical because of how many units Marine Lord was producing, just dropped a ton of production and nonstop had that flood go into Vortex's base. It
Ja,
almost goes
ist schon krass, wie der hier aufgebaut hat, ne?
because of how many units Marine Lord was producing, just dropped a ton of played out by Marine Lord.
That's going to be another interesting. Mongol Swiss Delhi.
Ja, kenne ich. Mehrjährige Zockerpause. Also, Zocken als solches, ne? Man hört ja nie so richtig auf, aber es verlagert sich dann halt manchmal ein bisschen. Ich habe,
Again, like we're playing Empire
die Zeit, wo The Last of Us 2 rauskam
Scout like
und die PS5, ich sag jetzt mal 3 Jahre her oder wann das war, ne? Bin ich auch vom PC weg, komplett, mal eine Zeit lang. Da habe ich extrem viel, ich sag jetzt mal bestimmt zu den 2.000 bis 3.000 Stunden, die ich auf dem PC gespielt habe im Jahr, dann wahrscheinlich schon mal 1.500 Stunden auf der Playstation gespielt. Weil ich einfach mal Bock hatte, auf der Couch zu sitzen, ne, mit dem Controller mal so ein paar Spiele durchzuspielen. Das ist schon auch was anderes dann.
They start off with a mosque with 3 scholars immediately inside of it, so they get a little bit of a boost to their early research timing.
Ja, das frische Leben spielt sich draußen ab. Es ist auch im Normalfall besser, das zu tun.
Ja, Silver Tree and
Mit
markets,
echten
this is
Menschen
one
echte
thing
Zeit
about
zu verbringen.
Hillendale. The markets will
Vor allen
have a
Dingen,
spawn at times where it's just like nice
in deinem
tucked
Alter.
into the corner. Obviously you can't wall
Das ist eigentlich
it,
fast
but
die
you get
beste
some nice
Zeit.
kind of like tree line protection, and as the Mongols you kind of drop some outposts along there, so it works out perfectly for you, and you have that maximum efficiency for how much gold your traders bring back in.
Yeah, you also got these nice natural defensive walls here. Natural walls on this map. Scout units, Scout in the Khan, just passing each other there. We already see some Spearmen out from Marine Lord. Double Blacksmith coming out here now for Vortex. It's gonna get us all his research going nice and quickly. Immediately on Feudal Age, also queuing up all these additional technologies. Sanctity also in queue. You see stable now coming up from Marine Lord, so very likely gonna be a Spearman and Keshik kind of composition.
Naja, nicht klar, das ist normal, ne? Sag mal so, es ist schon okay, wenn man halt so, was heißt okay ist das alles nicht, ne, wenn man mal von außen das betrachtet. Aber es ist normal, dass man halt, wenn man viel spielt, sag jetzt mal, 3.000, 4.000 Stunden kannst du schon im Jahr reinballern, das geht schon. Und dann brauchst du bloß mal die Tage rechnen, wenn du 365 Tage hast und da jeden Tag nur Casual Gaming betreiben würdest, dann bist du ja schon bei 700, 800 Stunden. Dann zockst du am Wochenende vielleicht mal eine Stunde länger, ne, bei 52 Wochen. Das sind weitere 100 Stunden, die nochmal oben drauf kommen. Also das geht ratzfatz. Ne? Und wenn du natürlich keine Familie hast und du kannst abends von 17 bis 20, 17 bis 21 Uhr mit deinen Kumpels zocken, ne, das sind das einfach mal locker, ne? Bei 365 Tagen einfach mal diese 1.500 Stunden, die du da reinballerst. Wochenende mal 6 Stunden, mal 8 Stunden.
Yeah, exactly. And that now?
Das geht
First
ratzfatz.
units making their way across the map. Ghazi Raiders, Archers, and Spearmen all in production. Can we check if Vortex put his scholars inside the production building?
Ja, was man nicht vergessen darf, das sind 3.000, 3.500 Stunden, die du dich bewegst, ne?
Inside of that mosque in order to
Jetzt geh mal
boost
3.500 Stunden
research
wandern
timing.
im Jahr. Oder
So
gehen
like
ins
one
Gym.
point
Da weißt du, wie du danach aussiehst.
halfway across. Look at that, that's not a 1-1, that's a ton of extra archery ranges.
Ja, ich kenne das, ne? Also bei mir war das früher immer so, ich bin halt früh aufgestanden. Ich hatte dann lange auch einen Job, also wo die EVE-Online-Zeit war. Konnte im Homeoffice arbeiten, 4 von 5 Tagen die Woche. Ja, und dann bin ich halt früh aufgestanden, ganz normal, mir einen Kaffee gemacht, mich an den Rechner gesetzt, Arbeitsrechner hochgefahren, meinen Rechner hochgefahren. Und wenn du wie ich dann mit 4 Monitoren gearbeitet hast, dann lief auf einem Monitor halt immer das Spiel noch mit. Und wenn ich telefoniert habe mit Kunden und den Dingen erklärt habe, dann habe ich halt auch so Mikromanagement teilweise nebenbei gemacht.
Oh, and the second one.
Das geht ja dann irgendwann im Blut über.
The sacred site location looks pretty
Mit
pretty
Destiny
nice
wäre nicht
for
gegangen,
Vortex,
ist auch
having
klar.
two on his side, almost like behind his, level with his cliff.
The cliff cuts off one of the sacred
Ja, das
sites a
Gehirn
little
arbeitet
bit.
ja, ne? Das
It
Gehirn
would be
verbraucht ja
ideal
die
if it
meiste
was like
Energie.
Marine Lord, right? Like Marine Lord's base opens up straight towards those sacred sites, but they're a little bit further away from him. Overall, though, a very nice spawn. Not too biased for either player, but now this is a huge army here from Vortex.
Und bis 25 hast du ohnehin noch einen Stoffwechsel, der ordentlich durchballert. So ab 25 aufwärts, dann merkst du es dann schon. Gibt so ein Sprichwort, wirst du vielleicht dann irgendwann auch noch feststellen. Mit 20 kann man Sport machen, mit 30 sollte man Sport machen, mit 40 muss man Sport machen.
Doesn't choose to do it yet, just a nice gold for a second.
He should do though, right? Like he totally should just put a wall there.
I assume so. I don't know why he wouldn't. He might just choose the wall around the silver tree straight up. That might be the
Also
idea.
catching some reinforcements here.
Oh, didn't quite get the units on there that he needed.
Ja, Vortex metzelt jetzt hier, ne?
But Marine Lord has pushed up in the middle. He has canceled out the reinforcing units. Has a big little archer ball that he's built up. But Vortex has the exact unit to deal with that with the Ghazi Raiders and his own archers.
The wall did not get built, which, I mean, many times you kind of forget about the Delhi, like actually being able to...
Was, am 1. Januar oder
like that happens
jetzt,
a lot.
diesen
That happens to
Monat?
me every time as well.
Yeah, it's so much easier to call that out when you're cast and we make all these realizations. Keshik's so close, one does end up falling, but it feels like Vortex again, not taking the most efficient trades, but he's fine. The reason being he was waiting for the Ghazi Raider reinforcement, going for the surround.
Archers.
Like I said, the perfect counter unit to the archers.
So many of the reinforcements archers here are gonna get taken down, and what's coming next here?
More archers are coming. Why would you do that? Just run away, Marine Lord. Why would you group back up? You can't even kite this out. You're doing negative damage to those Ghazi Raiders.
Ich kann ja aus meiner Lebenserfahrung sagen, es ist wichtig, dass du dir Projekte im Leben suchst, die dir effektiv was bringen. Egal was für Projekte sind. Und wenn du ein Haus baust und auf YouTube Videos hochlädst, ne, und mehr Geld mit dem YouTube verdienst als mit dem Hausbau, logischerweise, aber am Ende bleibt immer noch das Haus stehen.
You've been taking awful trades right now. Behind this, Delhi been able to control 2 sacred sites and deny the majority of trade. 3rd sacred site starting to be capped as well.
This is a very good start here right now for Vortex. Marine Lord definitely on the back foot here right now. Massing up more and more archers right now. He needs to get a really big army going.
Ja, Projekte kannst du viele machen, ne? Also all das, was dir Spaß macht. Beim Zocken ist halt das Problem, das macht dir halt Spaß, aber es bleibt, wenn du den Rechner ausmachst, nichts übrig, ne? Das ist halt weg danach. Und das muss man halt so ein bisschen verstehen. Das ist halt in dieser kurzlebigen Zeit immer ein bisschen schwierig, auch für die nachfolgenden Generationen. Da heute jeder, der hier 5000 Follower hat, denkt, der ist in irgendeiner Art und Weise Influencer. Ich habe halt auch vielleicht insgesamt mit allen meinen Accounts für meine Tätigkeit, die ich ausübe, 20.000 Follower, aber das ist jetzt nichts, wo man sagt, da machst du jetzt hier einen großen Reibach oder irgend sowas, da fällst du nicht mal auf, ne? Das ist quasi nicht. Und das muss man auch real sehen und ich hatte schon 10.000 Follower zu einer Zeit, wo man sagt, da hatten noch nicht viele 10.000, da war die Masse vielleicht noch bei 1.000 oder bei 500 Followern. Aber heute bist du halt mit 10.000, 20.000 Followern gar nicht mehr. Unter 250, 300.000 brauchst du heute gar nicht mehr anfangen.
Yeah, and the key is he almost already had all the feudal age techs through already. I think there were just 1 or 2 blacksmith techs that were just
ja, dadurch, dass sie heute alle schon mit 8 anfangen können, ne?
Click up all of his castle age research techs and now just needs time. Just go ahead and give yourself some time, start massing up some castle units. Once you get a few of those castle units there, your spearmen archers on the other side, good luck fighting some men at arms or some lancers.
Yeah, behind all of this as well, like he's also picking up a lot of the relics. 2 relics already going over to Vortex here. One of those relics.
Naja, da
was on
gehört
the side of
viel mehr
Reload
dazu. Viel mehr dazu.
That's a very, very nice relic pick there.
Es gibt so aber echt coole Leute, die ich echt auch ziemlich gerne gucke. Zum Beispiel habe ich jetzt hier auf YouTube den Cornelius entdeckt. Cornelius mit C. Der spielt hier so in der Massen Survival Games. Sowas wie Subnautica oder Sons of Forest oder sowas. Ja, der spielt die halt 100 Stunden und schneidet dann einen Film zusammen. Und das macht er sehr, sehr cool. Schön besprochen, eine schöne Geschichte erzählt. Kurzweilig. 100 Tage Spielzeit in 1,5 Stunden. Sehr, sehr cool.
There's only a couple of Gazi Raiders left remaining. First Lancer, already low HP as well. The cash is from Reload though. Very low HP.
Naja, klar, ne?
He's still on the back foot. He has to
gerade hier mit 2000
Vortex up on 8 Lances right now.
2000 Follower, die kannst du heute als Newcomer, bauen die manchmal in einem halben Jahr auf, ne? Das ist halt das Krasse.
As Marine Lord's army thins out, he's not going to be able to clean up those Lancers whatsoever. The archers can't focus in on the spears at all, and there's only a few spears left on Marine Lord's side.
Spearmen get taken down. Great micro here by Vortex, taking down the Spearmen. Now the Lancers are able to clean up.
Und dann kannst du ja auch nicht jeden tracken, ne, der 2000 Follower hat und gucken, ob das real ist. Die scheppern sich ganz schön zu hier, ne? Ist schon ein bisschen mehr Action.
Marine Lord, he's at least able to hold this initial push for a second. But look at what's going on the other sides of the map. A few Lancers get split off. They're demolishing, decimating the trade. And as I said that frontline push got stopped for a second, it was only a second indeed.
Was mich wundert, ist, dass der eine den anderen eingesperrt hat hier, ne, mit Mauern.
He has no ability to hold this now.
He has no food in the bank. It's gonna take him a while to get up to the next age. It's not really an option for him right now to macro towards that. He needs more and more military units out right
Ja,
now.
und so ist es halt, ne? Manchmal kommt dann halt irgend so ein Streamer durch, wo du sagst, oder Content Creator in dem Fall. Aber der streamt, soweit ich weiß, auch. Die kommen halt durch und machen sehr, sehr guten Content auf einmal, ne? Wo du sagst, theoretisch hätte das jeder machen können die letzten 10 Jahre schon. Mit den gleichen Spielen, aber du brauchst halt die Person, die halt den Witz mit der sauberen Stimme, mit der Erzählerei, ne, die Story ringsrum hat. Und dann kommt doch was bei raus. Das sind dann solche Größen wie Gronk oder sowas. Für mich super langweilig. Aber war noch nie interessant davon abgesehen, ne?
Oh, it's not enough. It is not enough.
Spearmen got thinned out so quickly. There's 6 Spearmen left. Every single time one runs to the front, I feel like it
was aber ziemlich cool war, waren die wo sich die Communities vor kurzem bekoffert haben hier zwischen Montana Black und Shoyoga und wie die alle hießen dort.
Here we go. Great display here from Vortex on the Delhi. Able to take this game, just the better engagements there in the midfield, and yeah, Marine Lord just was not able to get up to the castle age here. Means that Vortex is going to be able to equalize the set so far. 1-1 for now.
Ja, Gronk ist mir ein bisschen zu
down even.
Zu normal einfach, ne? Den Unge fand ich immer ziemlich cool. Der hat das Herz am richtigen Fleck. Der ist zwar jetzt auch nicht so der Content Creator, der so richtig krasse Sachen macht, aber den kann man halt auch mal 4-5 Stunden laufen lassen, ohne dass man Kopfschmerzen bekommt oder wegschalten muss.
The trade will be booming as well.
Yeah, both civilizations at a time.
Those were.
Ja, und dann gibt's halt auch noch so ein paar kleinere.
Immediately denying the
map control as well.
Die jeweils in den Spielen halt, ne, die man so selber so spielt halt.
Game number 3 in our second set of the day, the last semi-final in this series, Empires at War. Starting off here, we see Marine Lord in the color end playing as the Delhi Sultanate. We're here on Canal. On the opposite side, we got Vortex playing as the Mongols. Both players immediately sending villagers out towards the middle, wanting to get those stocks up. Interestingly enough, Marine Lord only sending a single villager out, so maybe he wants to go for a little bit more for defensive dock, not immediately in the middle shallow.
So, haben wir wieder Wasser, wa?
There we go. Does put it a little bit further back.
Yeah, no solid
Danke.
play like we saw in the Delhi mirror earlier. It's just one Vill moving up with this kind of somewhat normal opening for a hybrid map. Silver Tree already getting built, 9 villagers on it. He wants that finished as soon as possible. You can start queuing up traders if you want, and he can start. Oh, and look at the aggressive dock that Vortex is placing. He scouted out Marine Lord's initial dock, and he said, "All right, fine. You gave up that middle one. I'll take that positioning for myself then."
Look at that. Uwu working hard on the back. Already almost got the required stone that he needs in order to get an emplacement up on that dock. He's gonna be able to contest all the shoreline fish there in front of the dock.
Ich habe das Gefühl, dass Vortex es ein bisschen besser macht jetzt
very great
als
position
sein
here
Bruder.
for Vortex to start the game off in. Silver Tree as well is gonna be able to scale his economy with that trade. Marine Lord though, opening up with the barracks, gets the spearman out already. And if I saw it correctly, Vortex opened up with the stable. So
Yeah.
Marine Lord already having the counter out.
Yep, having the correct counter out, but not having the mobility that he needs. So, you know, those Keshiks that pop out, they'll probably not take any engagements against those spears if possible.
There we go. Age up came in, just needs a little bit
Ja,
more
wo sind die ganzen
for
großen
that
Schiffe, ja.
emplacement on the dock. It's gonna be a light chunk to start off with though, and after that immediately queues up the emplacement on that.
Yeah, and the
Es
thing
rumpelt
about
doch
it,
nicht
though,
im
there's going to be
Kanal.
this timing where Marine Lord
Jetzt.
might be able to push back this archer ship, but more importantly, he might be able to kill one of those villagers with his springled ship when it pops out.
Konnte der sein
Yeah,
Schiff
Springer
wieder
Ship
reinnehmen?
could do some good damage there. Has an archer ship in queue right
den
after
Hafen?
that. Had the emplacement already halfway through.
That emplacement just goes so,
No.
so fast. If he's able to kill down the archer ship, then those spears will become so much more
Ins
effective.
Feld gleich, hä?
The villagers, though, they're pushing up. Nose emplacement's about to come through.
Oh,
The spearmen
stark.
The
are
repair is so
arriving.
quick.
The repair's so fast.
Yeah.
The archer ship, though, starting to help. The spear focusing in on a villager. The springled ship focusing a villager as well. One of them almost going down. One villager does end up falling.
Killed 2 spearmen though. Good value there. Gained actually. And as long as he's able to keep that one alive, okay, he's not going to be able to keep that one alive much longer. Or is he?
No, another villager's going to go down.
But now he has a war chunk out.
Wäre es nicht besser gewesen,
So
einen
he
And the archer
does
ship
end up
is
keeping the
Bombenschiff
archer
zu
ship
machen.
alive. I thought Marine Lord was going to be able to take it out. He prioritized the villager instead. Needs one more sprinkled shot, actually.
Ja,
He's
siehst
so
du?
sprinkled
Das meine ich.
ship. Oh no! It's 1-1-1 out for Vortex though, and this usually pushes back Marine Lord completely.
Ja, ja, fahr doch
If
mit den
Vortex
Schiffen ein
steps
Stück
up too
hinter.
far, though, this gives some vulnerability
Und fahr mit den Bombenschiffe
to any
nachher
sort of
und
ship
durch.
coming out, whether it's demo, whether it's
Ja.
sprinkled ship, can
Und
easily
zack,
kill the
raus.
counter, and great trades
Genau.
there, but not for long as the demo kills both and finishes off the trade for Vortex.
And behind that,
Aber ja,
look at
wenn du
that.
dort aus dem
Vortex has
Kanal
got
in dem
the
Mikromanagement
cashing
bist,
out.
ne, dann
Managed to deny some of the gold here
steht
from
halt der
Marine
Rest hier unten.
Lord. Gold villagers did get idled out.
Ist aber
Sanctity
wichtig, dass du dort
has been
deinen
shut out
Fokus
from Marine
hinlegst.
Lord, but he hasn't been able to send out any scholars yet.
Zack, das nächste Schiff
Towards the
rüber.
sacred side.
The first trader just starts popping out for Vortex. Another couple in queue. Second one is already out as well. So you, as you mentioned, that eco getting invested into in a couple different ways for the Mongol side.
Thank you there for Marine Lord. Another archer ship.
Zack, die
So
zwei große
demo
Schiffe
ship
mit
out
vor,
again.
He needs that
Archer's gonna
archer
become
ship
it
to
just
kill the
in
demo.
time.
damit es auch durchkommt.
Does get a sprinkled shot with it. Oh, and it perfect
Oh.
actual explode.
Yeah, that was really nice. Very much needed for Marine Lord.
Naja,
The golden dial there.
so richtig gut
Actually
war's.
now paying off for Vortex. It means that
Nicht
Marine
mehr.
Lord is not able to queue up a demo ship here. Doesn't have the gold for it.
No, he does not. He's also spotting out the trade, though. Spearman should potentially be able to pick up this trader Vortex, though. He reacts quickly to it. Things going on everywhere, though, as the
Mach ich morgen
more and
Abend
more
vielleicht
of
mal.
the ship
Guck ich mir
trades
das
on
mal
the
an von ihm.
river. It does seem like Marine Lord is getting ready to do one of these capture all 3 sacred sites at the same exact time to guarantee himself at least one, or actually I would say guarantee himself 2 of them.
Schon mal in seinen Kanal suchen, ja.
Hat-tricks are out, but Marine Lord already has the Spearman in position. Yeah, Trader going down here went the long route around. Keshix don't want to protect that one though.
Ist da hier auch so? Marina Lord. Na. Match complete. PS versus Vortex vor 6 Stunden. PS7, Recon Pre-Scores, Semifinals.
Everyone, salut tout le monde.
Ja. Ja, lass schon mal offen.
From the looks of it.
Können wir gleich mal, wenn die Runde vorbei ist,
Trade
mal
under
kurz
attack, but I think there's some
reingucken.
archers coming from Vortex. That scaled quickly. Did Vortex
Ja, das ist nicht so schlau, was er dort macht mit dem Boot, aber ja gut,
oh, the
hat
dock's on
funktioniert.
fire.
Der hätte, glaube ich, das Boot ein Stück weiter nach vorne schieben sollen als die anderen 2, als Deckung.
Units that's reinforcing the trade from Vortex, so he's investing into this.
Hat aber noch
Kills out
geklappt.
the Scholar before Northern Sacred Site was able to be secured by Marine Lord, and Marine Lord loses his dock.
Ja, genau. Treibst du raus aus der Rep.
Vortex hasn't really invested into the fishing himself, but does have the control of the
Genau.
middle.
Und zurückziehen und jetzt Bombschiff nach vorne.
Oh, watch out. Alright, got stuck there.
Das war,
So gets
ja,
taken down. The demo ship is going to
ja,
be able to take down the Buckler.
sehr gut.
And now the archer ship remains.
Das letzte
able
noch
to take down the
wegnehmen.
fishing ship. Marine Lord, he still has a lot of the spearmen out on the field. Now also getting some Ghazi Raiders out.
Ich frage mich, wie die auf der Karte so schnell hin und her klicken teilweise,
He
ne?
ever really had that. That was aggression immediately out there. But it looks like he's just trying to take down the dock now from Vortex. Lots of units heading toward there.
Yeah, this is the problem though when you lose water. Look at the food resources for Marine Lord. He's on to the berries now. The next food is the deer and 1 other berries. Other than that, that's it. And so there's going to have to end up being a farm transition. It's going to be this struggle timing if Vortex just extends this out, especially because he has trade investing into as well.
Look at the amount of scholars Marine Lord is investing into right now. 6 scholars in queue here. So he's going to try to get his tech ups in really, really quickly. Also now transitioning heavily into an archer play, so getting his tri composition out. Only issue is that for now, it feels like Vortex, sure, he doesn't have as much military out on the field, but the amount of archers he has, if there's a clash right now, he should be coming out on top.
Ooh, and the Keshix getting a good dive in onto those Ghazi Raiders.
Achso, die legen die dann fest quasi, ne?
Spearmen weren't quite close
Eine
enough.
Logitech-Tastatur hier über
Marine Lord
G-Tasten.
just trying to build up this military mass, hasn't been able to quite secure multiple sacred sites for an extended period of time.
And behind that, Vortex, he's very happy with just being able to secure his trade route. Behind that, also scaling on water, so gets additional income from that. 25 military units though, compared to 37. Marine Lord able to suddenly scale up his military production very quickly. But at the same time, I say that a lot of that military is just the scholars and 1 fishing ship.
Yeah, the question
Ja
is,
gut, der
is he
sieht ihn
going
nicht,
to
ne, den
bring
Feind,
those scholars
Vortex.
forward, try to like force this head-on engagement on the trade? He can like
Sieht noch Marine Lord.
there's double markets on either side, so the trade can be repositioned. Marine Lord actually choosing to wall off the sacred side on the bottom instead of just the full market as well.
Ja, die Frage ist, ob das dann noch spielbar ist, ne? So richtig, wenn du dann hier über die halbe Tastatur greifen
Right
musst.
now, Marine Lord actually suddenly was able to mass up enough units to if it
Ist halt
comes
so
to
eine
a clash,
Logitech
Marine Lord will win the
G15
next
oder
engagement.
G22 oder irgend sowas, wo du die
Yeah,
G-Tasten
pretty
hast.
heavily, even without the
Schon
9
ziemlich
scholars
cool.
being there for him and kind of
Gehst du auf
deceiving
die
the military
Position, wo du bist,
number.
wahrscheinlich hältst
It's
die Taste
the other
gedrückt, also
units
drückst
that are there
Speichern.
that all of a sudden have equalized the
MR
count so
oder wie sich das
quickly.
nennt.
Spearman
Suchst du
count
die
is up at
G-Taste raus,
16, and
fertig.
there's just not anything close to that on Vortex's side. So the melee front line is way stronger for Marine Lord.
Go. Archers clashing against the archers. And Vortex notices that the army count here from Marine Lord a little bit too strong.
Ja, das
Marine
geht doch
Lord,
nicht
he
anders,
just
weil du
gets
die
a
Klickraten ja
little
sonst gar nicht
window here,
hinbekommst,
could
ne?
potentially wall out that market.
Das ist
Just
völlig,
waiting for more and more reinforcements
also
as they're
nicht
coming
unmöglich,
in. Also
aber
able to deny the trade with the archers there. Not quite. Trader makes it out alive.
Was brauchst du denn hier an Anschläge? 170, 230, was auch immer.
Does not get denied. The spear gets killed, but not before he has done his job. He has successfully finished that. Trade gets denied. 2 more traders fall.
With 2 sacred sites, Marine Lord now looking in a good spot. Neither of the players looking to go up to the castle age right now.
Ja, die sport's halt immer, ne, die Sekunde.
Clash about to happen,
Immer und immer wieder.
Marine Lord's army here. Looking solid. Solid army mass. Able to micro the Ghazi Raiders back when the Spearmen come in. And then pushes back forward. The Spearmen gets in out. Great micro here. Ketchik's only just now diving in, but the Spearmen frontline
wirst du nur mit Shortcuts hinkriegen, ne?
And with that, Vortex has to fall back for now. Back to the outpost.
Und Gruppierungen.
If he falls back, he loses his economy investment. He's still just having to take this fight, taking it under the outpost. Archers just trading against Archers. Ghazi being that frontline mass. There's no more spears really here anymore for Vortex.
Das ist in meinem Alter gar nicht mehr zu schaffen.
Heavily in favor for Marine Lord right now. A lot of these Archers are out, but no more frontline. Couple Spearmen though. And the Ketchiks are weak. They don't have a lot of HP remaining, and there aren't that many Archers on the front line anymore. From Vortex, it's 17 Archers to 36.
Yeah, doubling the Archer count number.
Das kriegst du dann eigentlich schon noch durch Erfahrung ausgeglichen, ne? Dass du halt dann vielleicht weniger Fehler machen kannst, wenn du sehr erfahren bist.
The outpost just not able to secure that last little bit of the trade line here. Traders making their way into the outpost for safety. Able to get some of these spearmen down with it. I think at this point in time, I mean, the other market is not walled out yet. Vortex could, in theory, just send all of his traders to the other side. He can send them right through the middle, because the middle is controlled by him.
Warum der allerdings hier oben den Outpost gemacht hat wegen Markt oder was?
Those other sets of berries, so it doesn't have a ton of food left for himself, but doesn't
keine weitere Goldeinnahmequelle.
Much military advantage for yourself. You can take the whole map control.
Vortex with that market, trading out the gold that he's getting here, buying some wood for it. Wants to get more and more archers out, but Marine Lord still right now heavy military lead for him.
Na gut, er sammelt da unten, ne, falls er nochmal rumkommt.
Still just
been howling for a while.
Galley in the middle, showing what you were talking about. You don't really have this mobility and choice to be able to reposition, but with this many archers, you're just going to take down the galley. 2 shots here. Fishing ships aren't able to outheal that, and all of the fishing ships, they go down. Even more of that economic advantage of Vortex getting denied by Marine Lord's push. Yeah, he can... Oh, demo ship does as best as it could. Marine Lord, quick reaction to it, just loses a few spears. Archers in spread formation were ready for it. Vortex still just doesn't have the numbers.
If that was a demo ship from 2 years ago, not just the entire army from Marine Lord, but I think his entire base would have gone up in flames. But yeah, right now Marine Lord still
schöne Taktik, ne?
Solid military lead here just means that Vortex is not able to take any of these engagements. Marine Lord going out on the map, getting that berry, getting the deer. He's on 1500 food per minute. Meanwhile, Vortex, he's sitting at 500.
Brauchst du gar nicht mehr aufbauen, ne?
Yeah, that's really the big fallback here. He just got all of his fishing denied. That was his main food. You can see he's moving out. Looks like everyone go to the deer. I need food, and we need it now. But this really gives the... Oh, and wood as well.
Yeah, the wood line in the back of his base, it's completely run out. He doesn't even have enough wood for Gur there. He has to wait for his Gur to arrive.
Oof, not a good look. This is there's a little bits of these vulnerabilities, these timings that can be so detrimental when it comes to Canal. Marine Lord taking another fight. Archers, though, they're just so massed up. Spears are there to protect them from any of those Keshiks, and the Keshiks are very, very few in numbers and gets cleaned up very easily. Marine Lord taking another winning fight, slowly kiting back, not allowing the Archers for Vortex to really trade as best he can. Reinforcements arrive for him, and he's the one moving back forward.
Khan goes down every now and then. Vortex able to get a little bit of map control to get the trade running, but these traders, they're going to go down. They're not going to be able to get these resources out.
Der Kanal ist gar nicht mehr so wichtig aktuell, hä? So wie es aussieht.
Now the Archers, they're exposed. Vortex has to fall back again.
There's 0 spears for Vortex. He stopped his spear production totally. So now The Ghazi Raiders just get to run rampant. They get to take perfect trades. The Spears, they just get to sit on the Archers in case the Keshiks try to dive. And the numbers for the Archers, they're already more numerous than Vortex. This is looking like game. Marine Lord, just absolutely, it's looking like he was on when it was on Mali. He's at 90 military units with only 65 economy.
And only 30 military units for Vortex here now. Rainlord looking very, very solid in here. Behind all of this, I mean, Vortex, he still keeps trading to this one outpost, to this one
Ewig
trade
Sperr
market.
und 30
There's still
Bogenschützen
another one
reinrennen.
on the opposite side of the map.
Das ist jetzt nicht so optimal, ne?
I mean, he's not pushing out there. He doesn't have the. He feels like he probably doesn't have the map control there. But like the army from Marine right now, it's very much like slow. It's mostly infantry.
Yeah, instead though, Marine Lord just, this is the time, he's just
Tja,
gonna
und hier hätte er ja auch mal 3 in den Turm reinstecken können, ne?
Starts to burn down the outpost. A few Keshiks that
Läuft dann
arrive
zurück.
immediately have to turn around and run back home, tail between the legs.
4 sacred sites now.
Den Turm, den er
Sacred
eh
site victory
verliert.
approaching, and the military mass from Marine Lord still so strong, so overbearing. Only 24 archers compared to 53 here. And
Feels
Vortex
like
is
the
trying his
old
best,
Delhi.
but
Ja, wenn
yeah,
er die
he's just
verloren
not able
hat,
to
dann
push this back, and with that, GG gets
war's
called.
das.
It's gonna be a 2-1 so far for Marine Lord in this one. Marine Lord taking game number 3.
Yeah, just another huge military ball for Marine Lord. Said you have to respect it, but Vortex wasn't able to do so with the food
Ja, mach
income
mal
that he
kurz
had.
Pause
Right when
hier.
Marine Lord took down.
Ich will mal hier reingucken. Das war das Ding gegen... Für 8 Stunden. Das war das erste. Wahrscheinlich dann das zweite hier, war. Mach die Katze weg. Miau. Miau, miau. Je vais check mal hier.
Qu'est-ce que je peux faire? Peut-être que je peux regarder un peu les replays de Bi. Et après je vais partir. Je m'attendais pas à gagner comme ça. Parce que j'ai pas practisé la semaine comme j'ai dit. Du coup je pensais que ça allait être assez dur. Mais au final ça allait. Patate ou pas là? Pas trop. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Arrête de bouger. Cette game j'ai mal macro. Mais je pense que c'est très dur quand même dans tous les cas.
Achso, der guckt es selber nochmal an. Ah, das ist aber nicht das, was wir gucken wollen.
Ça part en couille. Très rapidement je trouve.
Bisschen weiter vor? Was meinst du weiter vor? Meinst du wegen der Katze oder was? Aber das ist nicht den sein Stream, ne? Das ist, da guckt sich selber das Spiel an. Kann ja dann nur, das hier sein. Realspiel, war? Naja, oder? Oder guckt das auch an?
Good luck.
Are you ready
Have fun.
to battle?
Okay, alles klar. Ja. Das war das letzte wahrscheinlich. Ach, das Spiel danach, okay. Hat zusammengeschnitten. Na? Naja, musst ja genau wissen, welche Shortcuts du drückst, ne? Naja, bei der Geschwindigkeit, da kommst du auf deine 400 bis 600, richtig. Geht gar nicht anders. Okay, zack, da ist er. Na gut, das wusste er vorher, wo er eigentlich ist, ne? Alter Scheiß, da fliegt das Gehirn weg hier in den 15 Minuten. Völlig unnormal. Das kann kein Mensch so spielen. Außer die. Ja. Die Typen musste mal in den Stream stecken und dann müssen sie mal die Kampagne durchspielen. Wahrscheinlich haben die Level schon nach 13 Minuten abgespielt. Nach 8 oder so. 4. Zack, die Zeit hier. Ja gut, das war die Karte von vor uns, das war die erste, ne? Wo kein Wasser da war. Ich mache jetzt mal Folgendes. Ich spule mal vor. Ich will mal das, nicht das Spiel sehen, ich will mal das mit dem Schiff sehen, ja. Das muss ja irgendwann hier auch kommen. Hier ist Wasser. So. So. Gucken wir das nochmal an. Das ist, glaube ich, interessanter, was wir gerade gesehen haben. Ich will mal sehen, wie die sich totklappen da in dem Kanal. So, ja, Speer immer ringsrum, die Route machen. Ja gut, das kriegt man hin, das probiert man 2-3 Mal und dann kann man das, ne? Man weiß, okay, das sind die Routen, die da machen soll. Und dann schickst du halt hier deine Leute los. Relativ zügig einen Kanal hoch, ne? 3 oder 4, die den Hafen bauen. Zack, genau. Weil er relativ weit hinten gebaut hat, ne? Ja gut, die hat er ja rechtzeitig verloren jetzt, ne? In dem Match. Da war Fortix halt besser. In dem Abschnitt. Achso, da sieht man einen Hafen links, ne? Auf Shortcut 5. Das war die Situation, wo die das Schiff so schnell hochgereppt hatten, ne? Zack, 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 und der eine das noch so lange am Leben gehalten hat. Bei so einem Spiel nachts zuzugucken, ne, um die Uhrzeit, ist es wie wenn du mit einem kleinen Kind hier campbellst, bevor das ins Bett geht. Das Gehirn, das macht echt, ja, Sprünge. Na ja, gut, ich sag mal so, das eine ist das Mikromanagement des Klickens hier, ne, ständig durch die Gebäude durchzufliegen und Produktion aufrechtzuerhalten. Das andere ist der organisatorische Überblick. Und was halt hier viel ist, ist das Shortcut-Thema, ne? Dass du nicht über die gesamte Map arbeiten musst. Und auf der Minimap musst du halt gucken, ne, diese ganzen roten Kreise, ne? Überall, wo es rumpelt. So, kannst du Französisch? Ach so, das sind die Kontrolle dieser Punkte hier oben. 2 von 4, alles klar. Diese Bonus-Dinger, was waren das hier? Haben die Heilung gegeben, ne? Auch Stärke. Oh, ich glaube, ich bin danach auch raus. Ich meine hier hier oben die Loi. Ist ja französisch, ne? Das sind ja diese Handelspunkte, die man hier unten hat. Die hier. Ich weiß nicht, ob du das siehst. Diese roten, die er eingenommen hat, der hat jetzt nur den einen jetzt. Und das ist ja hier einer, da oben ist einer, auch ganz im Norden und ganz im Süden der hier. Die geben dir irgendwelche Bonis, heiligen Städten, ja. Aber die geben dir noch Heilung, wenn du dann auch da drinnen stehst, ne? Ach, Gold, stimmt, ja, diese, ja, alles klar, das war nicht so viel, das war ja plus 2, 3 oder irgendwie sowas immer, ne? Passives Gold dann auf die Gebäude oder auf die heiligen Stätten? Okay. Das habe ich gar nicht gesehen. Das siehst du jetzt erst, wenn du dir beim Spielen zuguckst. Dass der hier hinten noch Schiffe drin hat. Da irgendwo hier. An der Ecke. Wenn du meine Maus siehst hier. Ganz hier unten an seinem Kanal hier. Der von Norden nach Süden verläuft im Stück. Na gut, das ist natürlich ein riesen Vorteil, ne? Aber Vortex hat auch die heilige Stätte hier unten nicht eingenommen, ne? Das war eigentlich nicht ganz so schlau. Da war eigentlich Ruhe relativ lange. Gut, bringt ihn vielleicht nicht ganz so viel wie ihm hier. Aber wenn du weißt, gegen wen du kämpfst, kannst du ihn ja auch passiv davon abhalten, ne? Oder aktiv davon abhalten, damit er passiv irgendwas nicht bekommt. Ach so, alles klar. Deswegen kann er das noch nicht vorher. Ja. Ja gut, das ist für die Goldproduktion nicht schlecht, wenn du eine Taktik darauf aufbaust und sagst, ja, ich kann das schon eher einnehmen. Ja, neutralisieren kannst du es wahrscheinlich immer, oder? Zumindest den anderen wegnehmen, bloß eben nicht selber einnehmen. Na gut, sag mal, wenn du jetzt hier die Taktik darauf aufbaust, ne, und du weißt, okay, auf dieser Karte sind viele heilige Stätten, ist es natürlich schon schlauer mit Delis zu spielen, ne? Kannst nach oben, kannst nach unten deine Speer hinschicken, schickst dort einen Soldaten hin, oben, unten, nimmst sie ein, so schnell es geht und hast von Anfang an schon relativ viel Gold. Bis der andere das checkt, der muss ja erstmal wissen, dass du die hast. Jetzt gar nicht, zeigst du es bei dem an, beim Gegner, dass du die eingenommen hast. Ja, das war schon krass, wie schnell er die aufgebaut hat. Das hat man gar nicht mitgekriegt, ne? Zack, waren auf einmal 30 von den Bogenschützen da. 40. Ja, was halt schade ist, du siehst halt nicht, was er drückt, ne? Das wäre bei solchen Spielen schon interessant, wenn da wenigstens irgendwo hier oben die Tasten auftauchen würden, so als dieser Durchlaufen, weißt du, wie bei so einem Guitar Hero Spiel. Ja, klar, wegen Cheaten halt, ne? Gibt ja viele Streamer, die sowas haben. Ich meine, klar, hier wegen der Anschläge ist auch klar, aber... Wobei das, glaube ich, ein bisschen schwieriger ist, in so einem Spiel zu cheaten, als in irgendeinem anderen Spiel. Ja, das Problem ist, du siehst zwar, dass der irgendwas macht, ne, aber wenn er dann rausgeht, hast du halt das Problem, dass gerade in den Produktionsgebäuden, du siehst, was wir mit dem Tab mit dem Shortcut reinspringen in das Produktionsgebäude und dann mit dem anderen Shortcut wahrscheinlich die Produktion anwirft, ne, klack, 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 klack. Ja, ich sage ja, in so einem Spiel. Ne? In so einem Spiel ist klar. Und wenn jetzt jemand irgendeinen Shooter spielt, ne, Weltrangliste, dann wollen die schon teilweise gucken. Naja, wusste doch schon, dass es gleich vorbei ist, Spiel, dass er abgibt. Das hat man auch richtig gemerkt. Ich habe auch schon gesehen, ja, zack, 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 jetzt kommt gleich das Schwert, ja. 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 So, 2:07 Uhr. Will ich das letzte Spiel noch sehen? Naja, komm, das gucken wir noch an und dann ist wirklich auch Schluss. Ich spule mal ein Stück vor.
Yeah.
Jetzt haben sie hier 6 Minuten, 20 Sekunden. Ich spule mal noch einen Schluck Wasser holen, ja.
We see it. It's gonna be the two gold mines right next to each other, the gold veins. And Vortex, he's immediately trying to expand onto that. Is he gonna notice this? I mean, so far Marinelord hasn't sent any villagers forward, but he does have a good chunk there that he could send if he wanted to. He's also getting Wheelbarrow behind it. First Man-at-Arm is gonna be in queue. I feel like if Marinelord scouts out that gold position, Scout isn't moving towards it right now. If he spots out that there's two gold veins there, he's just gonna do the same thing that Vortex did last game.
Yeah, the Men-at-Arms starting to move across. I believe he's sending a villager with it. Not
Nee, ist richtig, aber das letzte Spiel, was ich jetzt gucke.
Not quite the same respect given as before, but here comes the scouting. This is exactly what he sees the first one, and then he sees the house. He
13
knows.
villagers. It's 13 villagers on the Mansa Quarry. Vortex, he wants that age up yesterday. That is going to be one of the fastest age ups to fuel age that we've ever seen here in Empire Wars.
I mean, it's fine. If you're Molly, your pit mines, you're immediately online. You're immediately going to be able to build that second pit mine, and your Mansa Quarry is already starting to produce those resources for you. But you can see what Marinelord has planned. He's already got Men-at-Arms coming across. There's only a single villager, though.
Stable immediately gets dropped. I would have loved if that was a barracks, and if it was just like Musafati warriors coming out immediately against those Men-at-Arms.
Ja, Prost.
Also able to very quickly take down that villager.
Very conservative tower right off the bat.
Good luck.
Maybe just kind of doing this tower creep.
Yeah, it's outside of the vision here from Vortex. He's only just now gonna see it when the scout pushes forward. Now he sees it. Is he gonna pull villagers?
It's a scout in queue.
Ja, das ist normalerweise meine Zeit, wo ich ins Bett gehe.
And he's
Jeden
gonna pull
Abend.
villagers for it.
There's so many Men-at-Arms
Das ist
here,
weniger
though.
das Problem,
This
aber
is going to cost some lives.
meine Tochter interessiert das nicht morgen früh um
Outpost just gets canceled.
7:30.
And the cancelled outpost
sagt
has
dann,
already
"Hallo."
some value there.
Ich gehe da mal ein
Vortex, an
bisschen
outpost takes
Trickfilm
an entire
gucken.
minute to be built. With two villagers, roughly 40-ish seconds. This already delays it a little bit, and if it gets delayed another time, that could buy Vortex enough time here. That's a lot of Men-at-Arms
Echt?
there.
Läuft da 2?
Villager goes
Villager
down.
goes down.
Hast recht. Ich hab das gar nicht so
The
gecheckt, ja.
scouts get pulled. He's trying to burn this down as best as he can. This is why you bring more.
Oh, it's going down.
It's
The
going
outpost
down.
is going down.
Oh. And look at the healing from the
Hast
scouts.
wahrscheinlich schon Kampfgeräusche gehört, obwohl hier
And down their outpost immediately. But that was
Marinelord
like
niemand
just
gekämpft
warrior
hat,
scouts
war.
getting value. Yeah, and like every second these warrior scouts are outside of like not fighting right now, they're just gonna regenerate all of their HP.
And now
the
they focus
javelin
in on the
thrower.
vills. The
Ach
javelin
so,
thrower
alles
arrives.
klar.
One villager goes down. Second villager, he's gonna have to run home, but he's gonna die. Warrior scouts closing the gap. One falls, but
Ja, in dem anderen Stream haben die ja nicht
huge,
gesprochen,
huge
ne?
Win for Vortex here.
Da war ja
He
nur
doesn't
Spielgeräusch im
he never
Hintergrund.
built the second pit mine yet, but that's no problem. The outpost didn't go up.
Villagers did go idle there on the wood line, get repositioned now. Behind that Marinelord now also pushing forward with some longbows, but already javelin throwers are out now. And more are gonna be in queue.
Yeah. Those warrior scouts, they actually want to go ahead and take these trades. Just go ahead and get as much damage down as possible on the Men-at-Arms, then just pull back, heal yourself up, or kill the scout, deny vision as well. One scout goes down, and just as we say, Vortex pulls on back. Javelin thrower still being produced. He moved out to build that pit mine, so has 2 pit mines online as well.
That's some crazy vision that he got there through the wood line. He's able to almost kill another villager there, but now the javelin throwers are in. 7 longbowmen though. The numbers are still good here for Marine Lord. Has a good front line as well. But the more javelin throwers are going to be coming in, the easier it's going to be for Vortex to pick some units off there. Warriors has to be careful though.
One ran right into some spears. One more longbow shot would have killed it, but Vortex barely able to escape. Marine Lord has a very scary army already. Vortex doesn't really seem to be respecting it yet, or have the ability to respect it yet. He's got plenty of wood, plenty of gold in the bank, but not the food needed. Calboom doesn't look like it started.
Yeah, I'm not seeing too many cattle ranches here right now. Marine Lord's still able to push out here. It was only 1 archery range here for most of the time now for Vortex. It's also got that very, very early blacksmith in.
The Javelin Thrower's taken great trades with only being, having 6 there, but really could use some more. He's at like
that man-at-arm. Yeah, that man-at-arm is not long for this world. He's basically
there are
only
fractions.
Fractions in the game, indeed. 0 HP man-at-arm remaining alive for now. It's a good amount of longbows right now. With this many longbows, you could probably every now and then take like some decent engagements against the javelin throwers, but now there are 5 additional ones in the queue. Once we get like to the double-digit count on the javelin throwers, then it starts getting really, really tough there for Marine Lord. Interesting enough, like Vortex, he's behind in villagers right now. There's no second TC from Marine Lord, and Vortex the one that kills
Dankeschön.
There must have been some idle time on the TC.
Mit Stäbchen.
Yeah, must have been, and I mean, maybe he just had to respect this military mass, needed to prioritize a few more units, still getting idled off of that wood line again and again and again, and this makes it so difficult for Vortex to actually react, to actually respond to anything.
Let me take a look again. Does Vortex have any cows going right now? I know the Spanish brothers,
I don't think so. Oh,
there are some, okay. Like the Spanish brothers, every now and then they tend to go for the Faremba still. But I think nowadays it's been like established, right, that the Grand Falani Corral just gives you so much more security in the game.
So sieht's aus.
At this point in time, Vortex last game, he did have a second TC. Marine Lord is just going for pure 1 TC aggression right now. More men-at-arms also going to be in queue here. But now Musafati Warriors are also going to be coming out.
We're finally getting to the point where Vortex is starting to slowly have that Mali economy come online. He is behind on the vills like we talked about, but all of those passive resources are still helping him out so much. The pit mines now having the cows. I think he's got another cattle ranch being built, and so he's just going to continue to expand that. And we can see his queue is also being helped because of that.
And behind that, I mean, Vortex is always going to be able to just kite out here so effectively.
Dude, es geht super schnell.
Having that extra movement
Kannst du dir nicht vorstellen.
Now he's pushing actually past the infantry mass here, past the front line, trying to take
Ich meine, ich konnte schon immer
longbows,
recht gut mit Stäbchen essen, muss ich sagen. Aber das ist der Wahnsinn. Das ist, du musst nicht mal mehr in die Tüte reingucken, ne? Schiebst die Stäbchen rein, machst die Dinger zusammen und hast irgendwie immer eine Nuss dazwischen.
Yeah, and the Musafatis, they can't
Das
really
kriegt
get
der
on top of the
letzte
arms either because the range advantage of those
Typ hin.
longbows that you talked about, even with the javelin throwers, they can snipe down those Musafati well too.
Kann in die Kamera gucken, guck.
And now Marine Lord
In die
once
Tüte
again
rein.
has to go on the back foot, and here we see the
Und
horseman
da ist
play.
die
This
Nuss
is what I've
da.
been waiting for. Triple
Schon
stable
witzig.
and another farm cluster now coming online here for Marine Lord.
Well, you got to
It's gonna
pay for
be
those horsemen somehow, so the extra set of farms will easily be able to do that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a ton of horsemen here. He only needs 150 food per minute to pay for his TC, have full uptime. So he can, in theory, get like 6 horsemen out per minute.
Oh yeah, and look at the queue of the horsemen already. He's already got 4 out. He's got 8 more in queue. I mean, I feel like you can cancel those 8 and go to Castle Age if you want, but no, the horsemen, they're going to be so effective here during these next fights, and more importantly, they haven't been scouted yet. It's going to be the shock factor. They counter everything out on Vortex's side.
This is exactly what I would have liked to see in this last matchup. Now we're going to be seeing it here from Marine Lord.
Ja, das habe ich früher auch mal gedacht. Bis mir einer von meinen Kunden erzählt hat, dass sein Kumpel, der auch Streamer ist,
He's getting a lot of cows out here as well.
Mit
So,
Stäbchen ist.
Grand Finale Corral could be aimed for
Ja, hab ich
soon.
gedacht, ui.
Marine's trying to make sure the scout
Konntest schon immer
doesn't
recht
get
gut
towards
Sushi
the base,
essen.
doesn't get towards those stables.
Probierst du
to
das einfach
scout
mal
the
aus.
horseman transition,
Funktioniert
but
perfekt.
it arrives in time,
Hände
sees
sind
the
immer
triple
sauber.
stables,
Ganz auf
and
Tastatur.
Vortex
Stäbchen
should
steckst du in
know
eine Tüte
he
oder
needs to
legst in eine
respect
Schüssel
this. You might
rein.
even see these Musafati get canceled, a couple
Sehr,
more
sehr cool.
Donzo get queued up instead.
Immer
Yep, there it
saubere
is.
Hände, immer eine
Triple
saubere
Donzo queue.
Tastatur.
Immediately. Would have also loved to see some sofas to accompany that. There's only 2 spearmen from Marine Lord. Some sofas would be great there, but we're already on 12, 13.
Nur wenn die Tüte dann irgendwann mal leer ist ein
Very
bisschen,
scary
dann
army
muss man
now,
ein bisschen
pushing
suchen.
across the map here from Marine Lord. That
Wie
is
jetzt,
23 javelin throwers. I think that's enough to one-shot the horseman.
Yeah, I mean, even still with the Donzo coming out, they're really not going to be too effective because longbows can snipe them out so easily.
Ja, reicht
There
aber jetzt
are the
auch.
jab throwers, everyone stepping up. Villagers running back from the woodline again. Marine Lord taking the fight, but no network of castles. The horsemen diving in. Houses being a good little body blocker. Couple villagers going down. Javelin continuing to kite, but so much of Vortex's economy is going
Was
idle.
ich mich wundere, ist, warum
A
der
lot of the eco going idle, but a lot of the horsemen also
Marinelord so
going
weit
down. Some
reinläuft.
efficient kiting here coming out from Vortex.
Macht es nicht mehr Sinn, von
It's getting
außen
retasked again.
auf Entfernung halt
They should
immer
go
schön
to the woodline a
reinzuklappen.
little bit closer to the left side
Läuft
here.
er so weit zurück.
They're always going to have to retreat when Marine Lord pushes in here. More and more horsemen still in queue, 15 out on the field. And like Marine Lord's just waiting for Vortex to push out a little bit too far.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he thought happened there, taking the engagement again. The villagers, they're so close, like you said. The front line gets cleared up quite quickly. Villagers have to run back, and now it's all on the Javs to kite yet again.
Almost able to take down all of the Musafati warriors as well as the Donzos that are pushing up a little bit too far.
This is good for Marine Lord because every single trade, what we've noticed is no longbows have been going down during these trades. So his longbow number has just been building and building. Yeah, he's been losing some horsemen. Yeah, he's been losing some men at arms. But the trades have been so effective. There's no front line for Vortex at all because the longbows, they shred it.
And even with all of the passive cattle food income, Marine Lord is the one right now with the much greater food income here behind all of that. Sure, Vortex has a huge gold income, and now he's actually trading out resources. I think he hasn't made a market somewhere. He just bought food. Now he's going to be able to go up to the next age. And here's the great thing with the Malians. Their veteran seed upgrades only cost half, and they come in like half the time that it usually takes other civilizations. But Marine Lord looks like he's not giving that Vortex that much time here. He's pushing in with the ram now.
The ram pushed up, decided to turn around. Is he waiting for another one? Waiting for the units? I do see an outline of an outpost.
Aber die Verteidigungsgebäude, die setzen doch dem so stark zu.
The network of castles bonus during all of this. He's even pulling villagers, wants to get that outpost up even
Jetzt
further.
ist gut
This
hier,
timing
ne?
push could be detrimental because you talked about that gold income coming in, those eco techs and everything being quicker, but you still need gold for that. Vortex has 400. The first pit mine about to be denied.
Was hat er jetzt gemacht?
Fight, he is able to get both of those
Ach
techs
so,
into
New
queue
Age
immediately.
für Vortex.
But how much damage will be done before it?
Pros stepping up here. Has to be careful. Lumberman, good enough numbers to start doing heavy damage to javelin throws. Able to take them down in 1 or 2 shots. And now with the attack speed
Ja
bonus as well.
gut.
Yeah, huge win there, and Vortex has so many houses here. He's about to get housed with the next couple shots. First, though, Marine Lord focusing in on the pit mine, still taking the trades.
Ja, die würde ich wahrscheinlich auch irgendwo drauf ansetzen, wo sie wirklich was kaputt machen können, gut. Und nicht so weit nach Front vorne.
They step up the longbows, utilize their range so well, and right when that Donzo number gets cleaned, the horsemen have free reins to do whatever they want.
Dort genau, Wohnhaus die Kaserne als nächstes.
Vortex, it feels like he's just infinitely housed right now. He needs to invest so much wood into just getting those houses back up. Javelin throwers haven't been able to thin out the javelins.
This isn't good though. He has to step up with the jabs. The few Donzo though able to get a brace
Ja,
in.
hab ich gerade
A few
gesehen.
more come out. Production starting to be
Da drunter
hammered
oben ist
down,
neue.
and there's still so many more houses. Vortex has
Deswegen
to
ist er so weit
spend many
reingelatscht.
resources
Normalerweise läuft
for
er nicht so weit rein,
production
ne?
and to just
Kriegst ja durch den
stabilize
Turm
this.
so
Villagers
stark
get
auf die
pulled to
Mütze.
burn down the Rams. Longbow spotted out.
Javelins. Every now and then, the kiting,
Richtig, weil
it's
wir
still
sagen
going
Türme,
on
die
very,
sagen
very well here.
Outpost dazu,
And
oder?
slowly but surely, the front line of Marine Lord's army gets thinned down.
In Englisch
But it's taking a while, and behind that, the Rams, they did a lot of damage here. And there's a ton of
Ach so,
outposts
alles
from
klar.
Reload.
Der hat die
Look at that,
Zwischen
Vortex in
reingebaut.
the middle of the map.
Oh, Vortex is snuck out to the middle somehow, some way. He's building houses around it. He knows he's about to get housed yet again. And why not go ahead and prep that next pit mine? The problem becomes if Marine Lord gets vision of this. He just noticed. It's over. The horsemen, they're there. Oh no. This was Vortex's lifeline. This was the only reason Vortex was able to stabilize this from the push. He has no other gold. Triple outpost has already been dropped and upgraded with arrow slits.
And the outpost fortification also coming in here soon. Vortex is gonna need siege if he wants to take these outposts down. It's gonna be tough for a Marine Lord also.
Castle.
Yeah, the resource in the bank, absolutely massive. And he actually has more food income right now than Vortex does. Even though Vortex is in the castle age with a fully fledged cow boom.
Yeah, I mean, triple English farm clusters with not being touched whatsoever throughout this whole game, and Vortex getting housed yet again. Those houses next to that other pit mine that he was planning did not get built, did not get finished, and the pit mine will be going down in just a second as well. Vortex, he's pushing up. He's trying to reclaim this before it burns down, but he's too late. Villagers arrive again, though, to gather some gold. He has bigger things to worry about, though, at home.
There's a crazy amount of horsemen still out on the field behind that Vortex. He's still been permanently housed here behind all of this.
Das kriegt er doch nicht mehr gewuppt, oder?
With his own army or get any damage of his own out right now. Looks like he definitely needs a Sofa switch here. Sofa, first one is going to be in queue, but the upgrades for those are going to be very, very expensive. It's going to be 350 gold alone for the imported armor that he's just now clicked.
Marine Lord has 1,300 wood in the bank. He can transition to whatever military he wants. He can drop more rams. He can drop more outposts. He can drop a ton of farm clusters. He has so many options here being the English, and he is in total control.
Total control indeed. Also now going for the relics. Still messing up more and more horsemen. Also getting the veterancy on those. And the single ram still in the base here from Vortex. Taking down production buildings.
And this one ram has got so much value. Look at the path of devastation behind this. More importantly, imagine if he was Mongol.
Die Ramme, die hat Civic
He
mitgemacht,
would have
ja?
been able to pay for Imperial Age with the destruction he's had.
Yeah, indeed.
Einmal Feuer auf die
Lots of
Rampe.
villagers have been pulled also to take that ram down.
Ram's just
gonna
trying
be
to
a
get
good
back
bit
to
of
the
idle time.
outpost. Isn't able to get back to the outpost into range of that, but I think the ram has done more than enough of its job.
Oh,
The
that's
horsemen
a
now have
huge
upgrades. The longbows now have upgrades. He's building an outpost there to try to get the network bonus as well before the main fight happens. Isn't able to do so, but longbows still kiting so well. Horsemen stepping on up. The Donzo haven't been in great position there. The Stone Note again doing some great blocking though for Vortex this time. Donzo getting sniped out by Marine Lord though. 4 Donzo left during this fight. Horseman able to step up. Horseman able to get a surround and continue to step around these javelin throwers.
Javelin throwers trying to kite back here. Sofas now also coming in, but the mass difference. It's just too little right now. Too few sofas. Vortex trying to get out more sofas right now. Only 2 though. It's not going to be enough. Marine Lord, he's got so much production behind all of this. So many additional units. And look at how much wood Vortex invested into the middle here. And he's not going to be able to defend it right now.
And yet
Behind that,
again,
Marine Lord.
gold denied.
And behind that Marine Lord, look at the stone. He's prepping for a keep. Keep in the middle to deny all the gold here from Vortex.
A keep in the middle to win the game and get yourself on to the potential series lock.
Awesome, and now clean it up, and with that,
That
game
was.
gets called. It's gonna be a 3-1 so far now from Marine Lord. Marine Lord, he's gonna be on match point in this next game. He's about to potentially close out the set quickly here.
This is so crazy looking back at this game. Marine Lord, his tower rush failed. Vortex had gold, his pit mines online, but the problem I felt like is he never really transitioned to the Calboom early enough and never had that eco pay off, whereas Marine Lord continued to invest in the military, continued to put the pressure on, and just never let off the gas.
Also, it was a lot of like these kind
Ach
of
so,
aligned
übrigens danke für
reactions, right?
dein
Like
Follow. Ich habe
obviously
das gar
went
nicht so
for the
mitgekriegt
Musafari
hier.
Warriors at a
Ich
point
habe
in
das bei
time
mir alles
where
ausgeschalten.
Marine still had so many
Also was
longbows
heißt
out and
ausgeschalten?
well,
Ich
he
sehe es
never
halt einfach nicht,
invested
ne?
too much into those man at arms, and then the horsemen, they went unanswered for quite a long time there. Sure, the Donzos in theory counter them, but there are so many longbows out there that Donzos they never really got to a point where they were able to like take effective trades against the horsemen. We really need to see Sophos there from Vortex, and I feel like Marino, he just played it absolutely perfectly with that transition into horseman. As I said earlier, that's really what I want to see from Vortex there in that last one, where we last saw that matchup happen. It just
So,
feels like
jetzt aber
the
wirklich
right
Schluss,
kind of play
ey.
there
Oh, ich
into
muss ins
this
Bett.
kind of situation. And yeah, just Marino
Das
played it
reicht.
absolutely beautifully there, able to go to a 3-1, and now we're going to be seeing a Ruse mirror coming in here. It's going to be on Tempe.
Yeah, that was one of those that I felt like the micro.
Oder geht das Ding
last
hier nur
match
noch
from
8
Marine,
Minuten
every
oder
single-
was? 43.
Some of the income here.
Yeah, this is a great job by
3,
Vortex.
9,
Able to scout these out early,
3,
able to pick up one of the deer. Actually picking
Schnelle
up
Runde.
2 now and forcing Marine Lord to use some extra APM to secure up these deer packs for himself.
And now second scout is there. Means that Marine Lord is going to be able to secure up the rest of these deer spots.
Geht doch nur noch 17 Minuten
Vortex
das
has an
Video hier.
interesting deer spawn there. It's a little bit hidden in between that little cliffside there. He hasn't scouted yet, and looks like he
Also
also
ich weiß, wer
hasn't scouted the
gewinnt.
back of space
Marinelord
at all.
gewinnt.
Yeah,
Vortex
that's kind of
might be the 80 bounty one in
Wenn's
this game.
letzte
This
Runde
is
ist.
actually
Yeah.
looking very scary as Marine Lord securing up wolves for himself, secures up
Lass
both
mich
his deer
raten.
packs, and he's about to have Vortex's first one fully secured.
Look at that. Vortex going up with the Kremlin here. We don't see the Kremlin too often here in Empire Wars, because in Empire Wars, the Ruse Civilization actually starts with a free wooden fortress. So they immediately
Das ist
get
höhere
that
Mathematik.
20% additional wood income here. And
Musst du
man,
unbedingt
the 4 scout
Mathematik
play from
studiert
Marine
haben,
Lord definitely
sonst
paying off here. Just Vortex
verstehst du
also
das
just
nicht. Das ist
not
völlig
really scouting
unmöglich.
the back of his base, not really scouting his deer here. Could be attributed to
Marine
just a
Lord
little
sees
bit
it
of an
too.
unlucky spawn. And the scout from Marine Lord is going to be there in time. It's going to be another scout war here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge win for Marine Lord. The 4 scout play is 100% paying off, and it's not like he had to idle his town center for that extra scout. He just built it out of the hunting cabin that spawns from the start, forcing that other scout that is lower health away potentially, but Vortex brings up some reinforcements, so should be able to secure the... Oh, no. Oh, don't do it, Vortex.
Okay, able to get back.
Marine Lord's able to secure this now because Vortex, he can't bring that scout back.
Die bringen die ganzen Tiere um, dass die anderen die nicht verwerten können, ne?
So that's done.
Habe ich das richtig wahrgenommen?
It's probably that time in the game, right, Davson? I think it's time to bet the bounty and see how our players are doing here. What do you think? What's Vortex and Marine Lord sitting at?
I think Marine Lord's sitting at 325 and Vortex is at like 115.
Do you mind? There hasn't been a boar kill yet, so I'm gonna guess that Marine Lord is sitting at like 275 and Vortex at 150.
Ich bin mir sicher, neben Vortex sitzt der Bruder
240 for Marine
und sagt zu
Lord
dem,
and-
bring die Tiere
and
um.
140 for Vortex. So Vortex 100 bounty behind right now. So
He
get
is
some
able
wolves
to-
though.
There's a second wolf in screen that we see, not necessarily he can see yet, but an extra 50 bounty can go a long way. It would mean the next boar or one boar would bring him above that 250 mark.
Yeah, both players got excellent ball positions there in the back of their base. And that's going to be a position for Vortex 3rd TC. Both players going for a 3 TC build here. Vortex's TCs are nice and back in the base. One of Marine Lord's TCs, though, very far in the front. Could be a point for Vortex to aggress on.
Aber die können die dann trotzdem sammeln, oder was?
And this is due to that golden gate. He was
Das sind
able to
dann
have
quasi nicht
both
geclaimed
TCs
für einen
finished
selbst.
before Vortex was like starting his third one. So really, that's where you can kind of see a little bit of the eco lead already in Marine Lord's favor, just a bit. And from here, I wouldn't be too surprised to see both of them just rush up towards Castle Age.
Could be a way to play this. Marine Lord behind this, getting all the eco upgrades. Vortex on the opposite side. Already got the double broad axe. Wheelbarrow as well for him. I mean, horticulture doesn't really give you a lot right now, mainly because both players right now, they're mostly gathering from the hunter builds.
Yeah, you're 100% correct there. And kind of okay, we do see double broad axe for so Marine Lord just kind of focusing on all the eco upgrades to start off here in Feudal Age, and we've seen a lot of that in Empire Wars in general, just because of with how many villagers it's paying off with and how quick you actually get eco in general.
Look at that. As you said, it seems to be a fast Castle Age play coming out of both players. We're seeing straight macro to Castle Age. Also stables coming out of both players, so very likely gonna be a Castle Age play. And yeah, the woodline here, as Vodka is pointing out, looking very, very nice here for Vortex. Has some options on where he wants to place that high trade house. Marine Lord's gonna be first one to click that high trade house. He doesn't get quite as nice of a position here, but the high trade house has been adjusted previously, so it doesn't really spike too much in the directions when it comes to the gold income, depending on like where you place it.
Yeah, and looking at the relics, Marine Lord obviously has some easily secured relics on his side. And okay, not quite the spot we were expecting. Still going to be some great gold income there, I believe. Getting a good amount of multiple of those for us. But from here, this is where we'll usually see, right when the high trade house finishes, we'll see a monastery get dropped as well. Night production already should be online as the high trade house is building, because you want to go ahead, start taking this map control, secure the relics for yourself, secure some of these next resources as well.
Marine Lord's going to stable 1 archer range. Vortex is heavily committing to the stable.
Okay, alles klar.
Third stable now going up. As you said,
Das macht
monastery
natürlich dann Sinn,
immediately
ne?
being dropped here by Marine Lord.
So schnell wie möglich die Tiere auseinanderzutreiben am Anfang, ne?
Immediate crossbow production helps you so much in these engagements.
Gut, eine große Verteidigung hatte noch keiner aufgebaut, ne?
Like
Oder Militär.
Yeah, you still are able to send knights to your opponent's side, still able to raid your opponent, and then the head-on in engagements, you're going to win so heavily because your opponent has to either take them or not. If he doesn't take the fight, you're going to end up slowly getting damage in with your crossbows because you have range.
Both players now also walling up their side of the mountain here. Knight clash on clash. Now falling back though. Crossbow still being masked. I really like this play. Just seeing the crossbowman immediately, like not that really heavy knight play. Only issue is gonna be that Marine Lord is gonna have to like really scout where Vortex's army is gonna be, because his army is gonna be way less mobile.
Yeah, the crazy thing here is like Vortex has 4 knights, 2 more in queue. Marine Lord has 2 knights, 4 more in queue, but also has the crossbow production. So it feels like he's just almost like a step ahead already.
Let's take a look quickly and see that high trade house income right now. And we can compare the different spots here. Marine Lord, he's getting 134 gold out. Vortex, he's getting 184. So,
wo passiert jetzt so große Fehler? Es geht aber so 10 Minuten hier, das Ding.
Marine Lord, the first one to collect one of the relics here. It's already on its way back to its base.
Marine Lord does have that Vil lead already. It's a 5 Vil lead. Sometimes it's 8.
Kann er einnehmen jetzt schon, ne?
Look up at the chart though, but it is at minimum a 5 here, which is really starting to probably give him that leg up I was talking about. He's walling off his side. Vortex is walled off his side as well on the side of the cliff we were talking about. So kind of giving yourself a good bit of control, some gold mines behind it as well.
Oh, also getting killed. Gets that extra bounty here. Immediate wooden fortress there, so food income is going to be secured there. Vortex running around with the knights. Finds a couple of villagers there. Has too many villagers to all jump into the TC. And with that, a couple of villagers will go down here.
Yeah, and these are Castle Age Knights. No ranged armor in yet. We see it in queue currently, but able to equalize that Vil count just a little bit. And some engagements happening on the other side. Heard a relic get picked up. Sounded like Marine Lord winning those engagements, pushing some of Vortex's military back because he's having the other military in the base.
Big problem here, though. For Vortex is behind all of this Marine Lord. He's already got 11, 12 crossbowmen out on the field. He's getting to the point where he's going to be able to one-shot these knights, and he's also got the relic advantage here so far. There's still a relic way back in the base for Marine Lord to get. Yeah, it feels like it's going to be a 4-to-1 relic game here. Fight happening in the middle. But the knight count, They're trying to get the crossbowman here.
They're doing a good job getting the crossbowman, but the crossbows did such an unbelievable job. Every time there was a low health knight leaving, it was able to focus in on the low health knight, finish it up. Knight's going in for another raid on that secondary TC, because if it works once, why not go for it again?
Yeah, but now Marine Lord has the troops there. Vortex not immediately reacting here. Loses one, losing 2 knights.
Three knights? Oh, actually, 4.
4.
Crossbows on the other side. Look at the
side as well.
Der verliert doch alle jetzt hier,
Knights
ja?
went down there. And Vortex is now also going into his own crossbowman. But it's on a delay. He only has 14 military units out on the field. Marine Lord has 30.
Yeah, it never feels good when you're going with the same military composition, but you're reacting to it late. You're a step behind. Marine Lord 16 crossbows, Vortex 6. Marine Lord 11 knights, Vortex 9.
Oh, they're gonna get trapped as well.
One less as Marine Lord going to wall in this last night, take one more beneficial trade, and this is where he can kind of just group up. He's
Das
got
war's,
4
da kommt
relics
nicht
to
mehr raus da
0,
hinten.
and it's just been kind of taking this game a step at a time, just slowly and methodically.
This is looking really, really solid right now for Marine Lord here. Also securing that boar here.
Hat er sich selber ein bisschen eingesperrt da hinten, ne?
Or it's gonna go the long route. Or it's gonna return. Villagers, are they gonna... It's already generated as HP, okay.
All right, you know, it is what it is. Another attempted dive by Vortex, but immediately caught out, and Marine Lord, he's got 2 sets of crossbows there to catch out this night raid, and those knights such an expensive unit.
The Kremlin militia has been called, but where are they? Where are they going right now? They're going for the boar. That is not Marine Lord's main economy. Marine Lord's economy, it's just all over the place. It's not in one spot. This harass does not really work, but it looks like Vortex is going for it. Yeah, how much is left in that boar even? Is it worth it? There's only 1,000 left.
I mean,
it's all the militia for 1,000 food, which he's not even guaranteed to be getting here.
And this is crazy. The militia are out, and you're like, oh, the military counts are even. This is a dead even
So,
matchup.
jetzt verliert er seine ganze Armee, wa? Und dann ist Schluss.
Like, this isn't looking good at all. Marine Lord, again, taking a beneficial trade. Knights diving onto the crossbows. The crossbow numbers just heavily in his favor. The knight numbers in his favor as well. And this is looking like he is about to get the leg up on game number 5, the deciding game. And that is the case. Vortex realizes not going to be able to come back.
And that is it. It's gonna be a 4-1 for Marine Lord. Match point has been secured, and with that, we already know who our finalists are gonna be. And man, that is gonna be an exciting matchup. It is gonna be a Marine Lord versus 3DB here in the Empires at War finals.
Yeah, very, very just, I mean, 4-1 series, some quick, decisive games, but some exciting
Wie spät
games
spielen
at
die?
that.
Weißt du das?
I am 100% excited to see the 3DB versus Marine Lord matchup.
Oh. Kein Geräusch mehr auf den Ohren, herrlich. Ja, vielleicht gucke ich da noch mal rein. Oh Mann, puh, das ist richtig leise jetzt auf den Ohren, sobald ja kein Geräusch mehr ist. Verrückt. Verrückt, ey, gibt's gar nicht. So, nix mit Fensteraufnahme, die machen wir mal ausführen.